going to tell you why XRP can reach 170K and why everyone saying that it's impossible is looking at it the wrong way. Imagine this. It's 1995 and someone tries to measure the power of the internet using a phone book. It wouldn't make sense, right? The phone book was part of the old world and the internet is creating a brand new world. That's exactly what's happening with money right now. People keep using this thing called market cap, which works in the old paper money system, but that system is falling apart. We're moving into digital money where banks, countries, and trillions of dollars are going to run on digital rails. And XRP was designed to be the bridge, that piece that connects it all together. So when people say 170K is impossible, they're measuring the future with tools of the past. And just like the internet changed, XRP will change everything too.
You better hope this ain't no fucking scam. Rag Because in time, the truth comes out, motherfucker. You're either going to be a scam or we're going to get fucking rich. Which one is it? That's another hard-hitting fucking question for your pansy ass. Which one is it, bitch?
Holy shit. Damn. Holy shit. Which one is it?
Yo.
Which one is it? Let's go right now.
We about to graduate Earth School right here, son. Shout out to, there's only 69 people, 71. We're about to graduate Earth School, man.
Earth School.
They didn't know. And we can just sit back and explain the rest of our lives, man. You only got to find another XRP. There's no big deal. You got it. You got this, kid. Get up there and get it.
Bro, nobody has any idea. Nobody has any idea what's about to go down, bro, except for the ones that know, that are in crypto. But it's not just people that are in crypto, because that's like a blanket general statement. Oh, you're in crypto? Okay. That could be anyone from a doofus Bitcoin maxi that thinks that that's going to be freedom. And, you know, I mean, I think the ultimate enlightened, because it's hard, man, when you use that term enlightened, then it implies that you're like a Freemason or you're some sort of like elite secret society. No, it's just doing mad research and having this like God-given intuition over the course of several years. I think karmic
That's
retribution.
not how I view it, though.
What? Well, how do you view it? Go ahead.
I think the secret societies are designed to stop people from being enlightened, because no society could fuck with someone truly enlightened like Jesus. Like, to me, Jesus was the only man that was actually enlightened on earth, right? So then even when you hear like Jesus gonna like come back, I don't think it's gonna be necessarily how we view Jesus, but I think it's gonna be the Christ consciousness coming back. People that actually elevate up to Christ consciousness, and anyone at Christ consciousness, enlightenment, the top vibration, will be attacked because you're just vibrating too high, bro. Like, that's the job of the matrix. So, but I think when you look at the governments is here. And then when you look at all the Diddy shit, like that's secret society shit above the governments, they're just trapping the talent. Whether you sing, you play baseball, football, it doesn't matter, because you're going to get entrapped at some point in time by the secret societies.
Do you think, okay, let me ask you this. Do you think that we're lightweight getting entrapped by secret societies? The ones that are able to dream, the ones that are able to see it?
Because all you could do is, if you clear out your own karmic debt, for even you to get generational wealth, You literally already had to clear out your whole karmic retribution for your whole fucking bloodline, bro. That's why it's a generational curse, right? Generational wealth. So if you clear that out, you're good. Just you can't fuck it up and start going to back room parties and doing all the dumb shit, right?
So essentially what I'm getting is that we are the chosen by Christ consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it. We are the chosen.
I believe so.
And we can't get fucked with because we are protected.
Unfuckwittable.
Unfuckwittable.
You're gonna get fucked with though,
Okay.
like spiritual attack, bro. I've been on a spiritual attack.
No, I understand that. We've already, but
Yeah.
here's the thing though, the majority of us, I firmly believe the majority of us are me, are you, are like been done in the gutter our whole lives, been through it all, been raked through the coals, you know, whether it's relationships, whether it's marriages, divorces, whether it's extreme depression, long-term depression that's untreated, whether it's family trauma down the vine, whether it's drugs, whether it's whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all.
That we've already been done, did that. We are, meaning we as like the people that have ZRPs and understand what's actually going down. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of fucking people that have XRP that don't fucking understand what's going down with the crypto shit. They don't get it.
No, but
They're
they have
sell
the
it $50. They're gonna sell it $200. They're gonna say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I would say this also though. A lot of people, they got that moon boy 10,000, right? And you know, that's why
bitch on the video you just played said 100K. Like, I think
I came across that today, and you said Bags shared that as well. But I'm like, man,
Baggy's been fire, bro. He's on top of that shit.
We're gonna go over some Baggy shit today. But yeah, I mean,
sorry, I got you all off track and shit.
It's karmic, you know. Even when you said that like 6 weeks ago on Coffee Time.
Karmic retribution. They have to show us. But that was from the perspective of it possibly being like a free, like when I say it, defining it is XRP knowledge, intuition. All of us ragtag fucking low Joe Blows getting the message, getting the download about ZRPs and the whole ecosystem coming in. That's what it is. And so for us to get that message, what I was saying is that what I was asking is that what you don't think that it could possibly be like a Freemason thing where they're the elite, the Freemason elite are putting it out there, they're casting that line. I liked it. My heart says it's like Christ consciousness. Like it's the good people that have paid their debts and their dues and have had family trauma for multiple generations, and now we're the ones that are chosen by God or Christ or whatever you want to call it. That we've been chosen to get the download about the new financial system, about the new everything. But what I was saying is that maybe the other side of it is this an election tool for the elite to cast a line out with the cartoon bear and the fucking riddlers and all that shit, and to see who actually listens and does it. And then once these people get rich, once all of us XRP people get rich,
then they have
they
have to go
choose
out
from us and go, you're a new, like you're the new fucking.
That's not
whatever.
The way it works, though.
You know, you're right.
Because
that's what I'm just saying. I'm trying to entertain and think about both ways. Sorry.
Because to me, that's the growth. Like, I think
the question isn't. Let me state this: the question isn't whether or not we're going to moon.
We're
mooning is absolute. The question is where does this come from? You know,
because if we moon and we're outside of any apparatus, you have true freedom, right? You done made it without the help of other people. You went on your own. So yeah, you got the message. But this message is different from like having talent, because the whole apparatus is set up to sort of trap all the talent. Like, because you need them. You need that contract. You need that fucking deal, right? But if you get here and you're completely sovereign, a sovereign being, and then you choose to fucking listen to dipshit because he's a powerful person, like you don't need it. You don't need to listen to a powerful person at this point, because no one helped you get to where you're at. So if you go back and get caught up, that's on every individual, but that's also the work that they did on themselves, because you don't need no one's help, because you've already withstood all the dumb shit you heard. Once you bought XRP, you heard nothing but dumb shit from people that don't want to fuck with it, right? So you've already withstood all this shit.
That's
and
fire,
then now
bro.
you're going to go into one back room, and because this guy's powerful back here, you're going to fucking go, you know,
compromise.
What's the word?
You're gonna
compromise yourself after all that. Like,
Yep.
and whoever does it, but that's where, but you know, when you go to the meek shall inherit the earth. I mean, fuck, XRP is like the perfect example of how
it really
meek could
is.
possibly
But
inherit.
there's not enough people to inherit the earth that are going to get rich off it. It's only going to be a few millionaires.
But at the end of the day, 90% of people will follow. So if truly, let's say 100, I don't think like, I do believe in like the 144K and all that. I believe I'm part of it, but I don't believe all 144K is inside of XRP, because people have different jobs. But as we pop off, we're going to meet other people, and they might not have XRP, but they might have the plan to fucking inherit the earth.
It's a piece of the pie. So
it's a piece of the pie. Yeah.
Buster, can you do me a favor for the audience that doesn't understand? So there's some sort of a belief, prophecy, so to speak, that there is 144,000 chosen, like God's army type people. Do you remember where that came from, or do we know? Just to kind of define that, like I don't know where it came from. Maybe we can look it up. Maybe the chat knows.
But it's I bet you Bradley B knows. Bradley B could fucking hit the link and get your ass up here, because we're on a good topic for Bradley B.
That'd be fire, Brad.
If you want to join, bro.
Tens if not hundreds of thousands will benefit from my patience with this. Yeah, absolutely. So therein lies Christ being the source of the Riddlers. Despite, like, maybe not masonry, but like, who knows, bro? Is there good Masons? Are there bad Masons? Are there? Yeah. As a normal Joe, how do you wrap your head around that? Especially if you're in the XRP army and you understand all of it. You understand that it's not just XRP. You understand that it's the Big 12 plus possibly hundreds of the secondary coins that are from the Big 12 chains. We got Bradley on. We love you, Bradley. Preach. Do me a favor.
What up, pimp?
Preach it up.
Let me go to the bathroom real quick.
Yep. Thank you for coming on, Brad. We appreciate it. Can you give us your 2 cents?
Well, you can see I'm laying in bed, but when I got to answer the call, right?
Yes, sir.
So, the 144,000 are Jews. So basically, I believe in the rapture. Zerk, there's different views on it. I believe there'll be a rapture before the 7th year of tribulation, according to Revelation. And in that time, when the Antichrist rises after 3.5 years of peace, then that's when the 144,000 Jews will hide, and they will not take the mark of the beast. That's what you always hear of. So that's it in a nutshell, basically. But I just love you guys opening this up. I love you guys talking about it. Absolutely.
Okay, so what about Gentiles? Because as far as I'm concerned, we're all Gentiles.
So again, it's all, for me, it's all about accepting Christ as your Savior, right? And I'm no better than anyone else, and I am a Gentile, correct? But after the rapture, there will be people saved. Absolutely. That's when, the movies Left Behind, the whole series of all that. We don't want to be left behind. If you accept Christ now in this life, right now, you're going to heaven. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the people, there's going to be, according to my beliefs, after the rapture, there'll be people left behind. And you can accept Christ, absolutely. But I can tell anybody right now, if I disappear, you know what happened. But I hope nobody's on this channel. You know where I'm going with that. But
welcome aboard, Navigator. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just saying. So maybe Navigator wants to add something here because he popped up. But
please do. Let's figure this all out, because as far as where our perspective is right now, me and Buster, we're talking about 144,000 in a good way,
100%.
meaning during a good time. And so, but you're referring to the possible rapture after 3.5 years, we start getting bad, and then everybody hides. So
100%.
are we going into that? What are we doing? Sorry, Navi, go ahead.
So again, back for me, I've mentioned this on the show before. In 2017, I've been saved for 31 years, but when I saw XRP and I did my little dive and all that, that's when I believed this is the one world currency, and it's all happening, the global currency. And so, could it happen this week, next month, next year? Absolutely. We're getting closer and closer and closer. So like Papa mentioned a couple weeks ago, that we use this money we're going to make. All of us are going to be extremely rich. What are we going to do with that money? I know what I'm doing with it. There's going to be Lord willing, there's hundreds of thousands of people in my sphere that are going to be benefit from me, all this patience that I've shown for the last 8 years, 9 years.
Okay. So my immediate question is like, this don't make sense. So based on the story and the history you talked about, the 144,000 hiding, like, we're not Jews hiding in caves.
No,
we're
no.
We're gonna be free right when we start mooning, unless there's some.
Can I answer this?
Please go ahead. Please. Sorry.
Not
sorry
to take anything away from what
anybody
anybody said so far. I do. So the address of the 144,000 from extensive studies that I've done are the tribes of Israel. That'll be
the Jews, correct?
The Jews, correct. Save for the end times. Okay. Speaking of the end times and this timeline that you're trying to get on, refer to, the digital transformation we're watching right now is a part of it, but there has to be several signs that come in. We still have to have the Temple Mount rebuilt in Israel. We still have to have sacrifices on the Temple Mount. We have to have the abomination of desolation, which is 3.5 years after that temple's being built. So technically, we got about 3.5 years after you see that temple being built and a peace treaty getting signed with Israel and the Palestinian state before the full mark of the beast system will be completely implemented. That is full control. You can mark your word from the day of that peace treaty getting signed, that 3.5 years after that, it's going to be hell on earth. And there will be many people that are left behind. Some of them will get saved in the end times.
But again, there's three, some say a pre-trib rapture, a mid-trib rapture, and I don't want to get too detailed. I believe that the chosen right now, that are born again right now, will be taken away prior to that 7 years. Now, I have great close friends for many years that believe it's after. So if it is after and I'm wrong, you're exactly, Navigator, you nailed it. That is happening. That is going to happen. The Temple Mount will be built in Jerusalem. You're exactly right.
Correct.
And if I'm wrong and the rapture is after, well, you're exactly right. We could mark that when that peace treaty is signed. And trust me, people don't even realize. I mean, when you look at Jerusalem, what do you think that big gold dome is? It's some dome? No, it's a mosque. It's a mosque.
Do you think? Could I ask a question though? Like how it's the 144,000 Jews. Do you think like there's like three-dimensional bloodlines? Like we're all part of bloodlines, but don't you think there's like spiritual lines, like where your soul, you could have ties, spiritual ties to certain groups, your soul does, where physically you don't look like anything because someone said, isn't Epstein a Jew? Like, but I don't look at things like that. I don't look at things that simply, right? Because I think, you get caught up in a little fucking family, like a cultic family there. Oh, family's always first. Yeah, it's always great when you guys sit on your lazy ass and then a couple people in the family are doing all the work, right? But then there's spiritual lines. And that's, to me, like, that's the difference. It could be literally half of them could be actually Jewish or something, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And the energy, right?
No, you're honing in on some things right now, and I don't want to get too detailed because it would take the whole show. But there's something called and I think Navigator would know this about the Ashkenazi Jews. Okay, most of the powerful rich, when you mention Epstein, whatever, they're not really Jews. They're not Jews as the Bible says they're Jews, you know, and it's hard to explain all that. But when Trump got in 16, this is just facts, whether you believe it or not. There was a whole list of his 50 closest people. I mean, you know, Jared Kushner, we know that, right? Jared Kushner's dad. You know, the whole 666 was the address of the Kushner office in New York, right? I don't know if you know that or not. This is all facts. And so
Messianic lines.
Go ahead, Navigator.
No. I was going to say just the messianic rituals and all the addresses are all pretty messianic and ritualistic. But go ahead, keep going. You're on something.
Yeah, no.
Keep going.
So the Ashkenazi Jews, way back in 1800s, whatever it was, there was a tribe of people, okay? And people call them from Germany, whatever. The bottom line is they were going to be killed. So they said, how can we not be killed? They pretended they were Jews. And in the book of Revelation, you'll see it's called the Satanist synagogue. It's mentioned 2 or 3 times. The Satanist synagogues, where they say they're Jews and they're not. So back to your bloodline, Buster. Yeah, I'm adopted, man. I'm adopted. I don't even know who my parents are. So why couldn't I be Jewish? Nobody knows, right? So when you talk about my kids talk about generational curses and all that type of stuff, and all I can tell you is I can just look forward. I cannot look back. I can't worry about where I came from, who I am. Was my mom or dad, because I was adopted, were they alcoholics? You know, I had to overcome a lot in my life, and Christ helped me.
Yeah.
I drank like a fish, gambled like a fiend, swore like a sailor, all these things until I was 27. So for me, the Holy Spirit in my life, it changed. It on a dime, it changed everything. Okay, that's for me. And so all I can do is look at the future. All I can do, when I saw XRP in 2017, like everybody in the chat's watching right now, listening, fill your bags, whatever you can do, because this is the last, not the next. It's the last opportunity before the Lord comes back. That's what I believe. This is the last opportunity that people like us that never have an opportunity. I didn't have any opportunity. I tried to make a lot of my own opportunities. This is the opportunity. You talk about the chosen one. Absolutely. Why is XRP the only token out of 20,000 now? Why is he the only one that was sued?
Millions.
Why is it the only one with clarity? Why is I'm involved in Link 2 right now? And do you understand that this IPO that's coming out possibly next year, it's going to be possibly the largest United States IPO of all time.
So here's something.
It's incredible.
I love you guys. I love this desperately. I love this. So here's the thing. Daniel, just to introduce Daniel on deck. He goes, Jesus doesn't give 2 shits about XRP. He wants you to be willing to give up everything to follow him. So
100%.
I agree with that and everything. But here's a question from me: is why do I believe that I was chosen? It's like we talked about in the beginning of the show. Me and Buster alone. It was just him and I. We were talking about where's this coming from? Is it from the elite? Is it a culling from the Masonic elite to try to see who's the cryptographer minded crazy guy, and that's going to be the next elite? They're creating a roster to choose from out of us that get rich from XRP, or is it God? So if God doesn't give a shit, or Jesus doesn't give a shit about XRP, he just wants you to drop everything and follow him. Why were we given the download?
I think a lot of us have the faith. The faith is the answer.
Absolutely,
you put your faith into something that you didn't know about, more or less, when you first got in. Just God.
I'm talking about financially. Why were we given the download for XRP?
I'm going to answer that. So you put the faith in. God rewarded you and many other people in this community with the faith. Like for me, I asked 15 years ago, I said, God, change my life. Help me to get ahead. Help me to, follow my calling. What is my calling?
Yes.
What is my gifts and skills that I could share with the world? Why am I here? That was my request from the Lord 15 years ago. And he showed me many things. He gave me many opportunities and pushed my brain farther than I ever thought I could ever take my brain. And the answer to the question is the reward is your faithfulness. God is the transformation of wealth always comes every like 1,000 years. There's resets. There's things that happen in the world. There's floods. There's mud floods. There was a great flood. You know, many times civilizations got wiped out when they got too far in sin, too crazy, and had to come back to God.
Yep.
So God had to send plagues, pestilence, diseases, and many things throughout the world. And each time there's always been a transformation of God's wealth and his sovereignty and his love, and re-understanding that it's about love and faithfulness that he wants mankind to see. And that's what we're witnessing. That's why we're coming together as a community, in my opinion, and why we're blessed to have this knowledge that we have right now because of the faithfulness that we put forward, all of us in this community.
I'll add to that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to, because Navigator, I don't know, like 4 years ago, you were mentioning faith, and I'm a faithful motherfucker, but I never viewed myself as
It's
faithful.
Father Allen.
But if I put my mind to something, dude, like, you know, I will see the shit through. But like even on Daniel Steiner's, because when XRP was a sign of my faith, like, and then when you relate to crypto, people are thrown off, like, oh, like Daniel Steiner. Like when I started being a conspiracy theorist, and then 2-3 years later I get an XRP, then I'm starting to give up everything to follow, you know, what he says here. But it wasn't right away, you know, but I ended up giving up a lot of shit, and you got to take a lot of shit just to stick to the facts, because the matrix starts coming in. But
Our lives
I
are
was just
transformed.
yeah, but you're transforming yourself, and it's all through truth. I believed a lot of the conspiracy shit was true, and I stood on it. I believe XRP is going to change some shit up, and I stood on it. And then you keep going, and now we're 10 years deep in this shit. And
Right,
when I started, I literally did have
feel-
Moon Lambo. You know, I had some Moon Lambo in me.
We all
but now,
did in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I don't even give a fuck like about
Yeah.
Moon
Hey,
Lambos or none of that. Like,
Sorry.
Buster, you mentioned it on Sunday. Listen, listen, every single NFL game. Are you kidding me? I didn't miss it all. I was betting on every game. And once I became a Christian, it all went away. So when I heard you say that Sunday, I could relate. You're like, I don't even know who's playing, but you know what was the idol in your life? Was sports at one time one of your idols, correct?
for sure. That it controlled my
so,
life.
So to answer Steiner's question, yeah, of course Jesus doesn't give two poops for XRP. I get what he's saying. Remember when they were wondering, the apostles or the disciples were walking, they were asked, they had to pay their tax to Rome. You pay your tax to Rome, and what did Jesus do? He grabbed a fish. He grabbed a fish. They went fishing, took a fish out, and got money out of the fish to pay the tax. Okay, he doesn't care. He can. That's not the point that I'm trying to explain to Daniel. I'm trying to explain to Daniel that this is an opportunity for people with like-mindedness. Okay, we're not worshiping the devil. We are serving the King. Now, whether you believe like I do that you have to be born again, Holy Spirit comes in your heart. That's what I did when I was 27. For me, the circumstances of my life, if any of you guys knew it, you'd be going, wow. So when I found XRP, all my friends and family has seen my life for the last 30 years. They believe me. They got bags. They had no clue what it was, but my sons, my friends, they all got bags. But why? Because they trusted me, what I was doing. Now listen very carefully. What happens, I didn't, when I call out Jake Claver and call him Snake Claver, right? That's funny. Well,
you're not alone, Brad.
Yeah,
you're not alone.
Listen, here's the deal. He could be a good guy, whatever, but the facts speak to
I
it.
think he is fundamentally, but he's got a hustle mentality, and it's like
right, but listen,
day late, dollar short.
Listen to this, Berserker. Anybody listening right now, I gave it a lot of thought yesterday and today. I didn't plan on coming up. You see, I'm in my bed, and Uncle Buster, so I'm here. But listen, Jay Claver, I got a good friend of mine, and I mentioned it on the boardroom months ago. A good friend that I've known a long time got his buddy in, and I met the guy at a golf outing a couple weeks ago. I couldn't believe it. I'm at the bar at the golf outing. Now, I don't drink, but I was getting a Coke, whatever. And the guy, we start talking. It's the guy that I had heard about. And we sat there for 2 hours at my buddy's 60th golf birthday talking about crypto. And this guy knows more than me. And I didn't think that was possible, right? Well, he's in the Snake Claver this a mastermind club. You guys know about that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to pay $100 a month to get this guy to give you information. And you're not getting any more information that we're learning right now, if you know what I'm saying, over the years on the boardroom with everybody. This is the difference. Do you think Snake Claver cares about XRP anymore? No. All he cares about, if it gets to $10, my buddy told me, this guy, the friend of my buddy I met, said, when it gets to $10, all the mastermind people have to pay $1,000 a month. See, I learned this way back in the 90s when I was in multi-level marketing. I was in Amway, okay? And I heard the gospel at an Amway convention. I got down on my knees in the 5th floor of the Amway Grand Plaza, and I accepted the Lord. But the point I'm making now, bringing it up, is that I had high people in Amway tell me, Brad, it's not about the products. It was about the products when they started in 1959. It's all about the gathering of the sheep. What does that mean? That means every time they had a conference, it was $100, $200 back in the 90s, and there were 10,000 people there. You had to pay for your own hotel. Yet it sounds like XRP Las Vegas to me. See, the product or the XRP doesn't even matter anymore to these guys. And that's why I like, when you talk about being chosen, let me tell you, you two guys, if a promoter got a hold of you two guys and you guys sold your souls, let's call it, sold your souls to the devil, do you know how big you guys would be? You guys would be taking in $800,000 a month or whatever the stake is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you guys keep doing what you're doing and being humble. And it doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter, because the people that are listening to you, you guys don't know what you did for me over the years. I was lurking for 3 or 4 years with you guys. I mentioned this before. Okay. And I'll get choked up right now. I mean, you want me to start crying right now? I'll get choked up, because you guys don't know what you meant to me by just listening and running, and every Sunday and running. And Bags has no clue what he's done for me. Now, do I think this way about Brad Crimes and DAI? Do I think this way about Zach Rector? No, I don't. I'm not saying that. Yeah, they're great showmen. They know their business, but they're not smarter than you guys. Am I right?
Thanks,
Not
buddy.
realer. They're
No,
definitely
they're
not realer.
smarter than you guys.
They're not
But
realer.
you guys
not
chose
realer,
the
I know
humble
that.
route to entertain everybody, and we learn and grow, and we are becoming. When you say, "Hey, fam," I was just on CKJ's chat before I jumped over here. I've been lurking on his channel for many, many, many years. Okay, he's the real deal. Is he making $800,000 a month off of the sheep?
Nope.
No. And that's where, when you talk about satanic or demonic, whatever, it's throughout the XRP army. It's all around. But you guys are keeping it real. And when it pops, like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, it's going to be a thrilling Navigator. It's going to be thrilling to meet you. It's going to be thrilling to meet and different people around our family, this family, not the Snake Clavers of the world. Not, you know what? And I was, you know what? Being that he's chopping money off everybody, we can call him Meat Claver. How about that? Is that a better one? We'll call him Meat Claver.
and those are huge channels, so they can't make everybody happy. But I got in this, like, my bags were already packed. I'm just doing this out of the passion and the love. But I mean, when you look at baggies don't waver, bro. Baggies like probably the biggest channel that doesn't waver. Told everyone exactly what to do over time. Just a grounded person. But yeah, I mean, that's all you could do, man. Yeah, because I feel like this is the next phase of. Whose mic is that?
That's Brad's. I'm muting it. I'm just testing to see if it is. It's just Brad, when your voice plays back on Brad's cell phone, it regurgitates. So you're good. He's muted. We're good.
Yeah. So, and that's the difference,
Yeah.
But dude, we started off hot, bro.
Hot. We're still hot.
Yeah, we had
to,
no idea we're gonna even start like this. But
I want to feel special. Navigator said that, hey, there's these mud floods and there's these anointings and there's these things that come along every 1,000 years and these things. Bradley, I don't know if you can unmute yourself, but I did mute you. Sorry about that. It's just the feedback. So, but Navi said that, and I'm like, dude, I think there's something more to this because it came so strong, so suddenly, the download, and I was so passionate about it when I first started into XRP. So in my head, I'm like, I can't just be a statistic, a Jesus statistic, where I just happen to be at the right time, right place. Like, are we just right time, right place, or were we actually chosen? That's what I'm,
I think it's destiny, bro.
Yeah, and we also haven't let Daniel fucking talk at all. Sorry, Daniel.
That's all right.
Go ahead, guys, please.
But the only thing that could really
all I was saying is I think it's a download. I think we were special.
Even me and you come over here. Like, if you don't come over to this house, like in COVID,
bro,
we wouldn't even be here.
Little bearded,
this whole
baby,
fucking show
little
would be
precious
gone.
bearded little baby Jesus straight up sent my ass to your house.
Dead ass. That's crazy, bro.
In 2020,
and then you tack on YouTube after like a year. You had that bug. You wanted to get on and
but I'll tell you this. I'm telling you, this was not my idea. I literally grew. I woke up one morning and was like, I had an epiphany, and it was a God-given epiphany. It was nobody's letting everybody on the shows because they're too scared. And it's still true to this day. Nobody really lets everybody and anybody and everybody on the show because they're too scared. It's going to screw everything up. And that wasn't my thought. It was a thought. It was my thought. But I woke up one day out of the blue and was like, oh my God. And then that was it. It was just, let's start the show and let everybody join. And sure, in the beginning it was small potatoes. It was me, Navi, Jazzy, Rain, you, Baggy. It was all the dudes talking already. But now it's turned into several hundred OGs and fam and people. So I don't know, dude. It's weird. Like, what do you attribute to God? What don't you attribute to God? Is God everything, or is God random and pointless? Like, you see what I'm saying? I firmly don't believe that was my idea. It wasn't my idea. I just started getting online on YouTube and was like, everybody can join. Click a link. But here's the thing. There's other channels that do it. It's like all you guys have had channels and stuff. You guys let it rip and let it wide open. Maybe it's because I super push it. Hey, get on the show. Let's talk. Versus if anybody wants to talk, there's a big difference between telling people, get on the fucking show. Let's go. You know what I mean? And also there's something about having two hosts with that wide open door and two hosts sitting there rapping. People want to be part of our combo. Me and you, Buster, start off hot and it shit's fire. Then all of a sudden Navi joins and Brad joins and Daniel joins. Like, everybody, before you know, you got 10 motherfuckers trying to talk over each other. It's pretty cool. Sorry, Brad. I don't know if you dipped or not. I don't know why you dipped. Come back on if you want. So, but yeah, I don't know, Brad. I don't know. But Daniel, back to the thing. It sounds like you're a Christian. You're don't focus on XRP. God doesn't want you to worship XRP. God wants you to let everything go and worship him.
Correct.
I get it, and I get your point. But I'm sitting there thinking maybe it's God that gave us the idea of XRP because he has other plans for us.
Maybe. I think
what is the answer?
Maybe if we're chosen because we're all generous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if we all become wealthy, that we will help our fellow man ultimately, or we're called to tithe 10%. So will you take your 10% of your 100 million that you make and give it right to one source?
Yeah, I believe God's the illustrator of all money. It says it clearly right in the Bible. Whether you believe it or not, that's on you. But I mean, it's true. It's the facts. So for me, it was a little easier for me to understand once I got the knowledge that it was a real transformation of wealth to a lot of God's people. A lot of people that don't know God are going to have this money. It's true. I mean, there's many people listening to my voice right now that don't know God.
Absolutely.
That's beside the point. God does with his money what he wants to do, and he'll give it to whomever he wants to do. He gave people that did not know God and made them do miraculous things in the world. He used other people. He uses other people's money to do things as well. So for me, I wasn't scared that, you know, this was going to be the mark of the beast or anything like that, because if he's the illustrator of all money, he could do anything with it. Now, mankind will use this technology to do, you know, very evil things in the world, and that's going to be coming pretty soon. But we're in a position, I believe, ahead of time where we could take all these resources that we have and deploy them, like you were talking about, give, you know, benevolence to the people, because that's exactly what's going to happen. That's why I cannot stop talking about XRP when I'm in a 5-foot circle of somebody. If somebody's in my 5-foot circle, generally I'll wave hi or smile or whatever, just to be friendly. If they're 1.5 feet away from me, we're having a conversation. It's a divine appointment, in my opinion. Maybe I need to get something from them. Maybe they need to teach me something. Maybe I need to teach them something. But at least I try to pay it forward and give them information if I feel like I'm being led and I'm in that opportunity of being that 1.5 feet away. Because there's going to be too many people doing this in the future. Like,
what's great?
Help me. Help me.
What are we not chosen because of the severity of our passion?
I think so.
The severity of our passion is hardcore, because I'm the same way. Someone come near me, I can't stop, bro. Hey, look into Ripple. Google search Ripple. You're a sheep. I know you're a sheep. Google
you got to reverse engineer it now.
At the very minimum, look into it.
Shout out to Chris has issues.
Bro, shout out.
Shout out, Chris. You got to reverse engineer it. Now it's like, yo, check it out. You heard of Zebek? Oh, what the fuck is Zebek? Well, you heard of XRP, right? Oh yeah, you heard of XRP. Okay, get that. Get some XRP, and we'll work on your Zebek bag. All right. Like now,
it's like reverse psychology. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Bro, people
Baby
hate crypto.
steps.
It's worked. Their psychology. Who's they, Berserker? The powers that be psychology has worked. The public hates fucking crypto on a subconscious level. They don't trust it.
But the difference of faith and no faith, whether it's, you know, just investing in XRP, is the people that don't see the whole picture. They're like, geez, when's the good news gonna come? Right? They're getting worn down because they're not seeing the whole picture. But there's enough of us in XRP that see the whole picture. When you hear so many people, like, I understood how it could be a high price early, bro, like 2018, early 2018. And you know, people think you're just fucking bonkers for even think, you know, seeing that. But that lady, that's why I played that video. I mean, it's clear as day. Market cap doesn't even apply. It applies a little bit because they're making it apply. But the big picture is we're all moving to utility. Everything's moving to utility. So everything how it's been on the speculative side, because all stocks are speculative, it's about to change, bro. You need utility. Everyone needs utility coming up. When we flip over to utility, everything needs utility.
Let me ask you a question. Would you be disappointed if XRP only went up to about $4.50 this year, and then by 2028 we saw $7, $10, $12? Would that shake your conviction?
No, because at $3, $3, I've already won, bro.
I'm never selling because I know what it is.
People complain about $3. I mean, come on, man. I've been buying this shit since 17. When I first bought it, it was 17 cents. And it still went back down to 11 a few years later, right?
Yeah.
And now we're at 30x if you bought it at 11. If you just spent $1,000 at 11 cents, that's 30 grand right now. How can you be complaining?
Yeah. The answer is no, Daniel. The answer is no. That would not shake my conviction. It would make me feel like shit, and it would probably throw me into such a depression that I would have to find something else and completely forget about my bags.
And then when you look at everything,
doing this to remind me of crypto, go do something else, but make sure that my bags are like locked away. That's the only way.
So then, would you think that you being chosen, would that change your mind?
No, not at all. It would just make me feel like shit that it takes 2, 3, 4 more years.
Or 5.
But when you look at it
now,
from,
yeah.
I mean, when you go back to the real estate in 2008, they've been kicking the can down the road for 17 years. So when I look at it for, yes, it could happen to where they say, all right, 2030, man, we're going to just hang out till 2030, then make some shit happen. That could happen. But at the same time, how much longer can they keep the system up? Can they keep it up another 5 years? I don't know.
Nope.
Man.
Look,
No, I don't think. I think the answer is no.
But Daniel's questions are rhetorical, meaning is your faith strong?
No, like
Yes.
Yeah.
There's zero chance that I'll ever be like, no, I'm tired. I'm selling my bag of
I'm
XRP.
done. Yeah, that's
I'm outta
stupid.
here.
There is no
That's
plan B.
not
There's only
happening,
plan
bro.
A. There's only
Right,
plan
right,
A.
right or die.
I think what is going to fail is that your faith in the system and the faith in the government and faith in your people you put above everyone else, that you think that you can put your trust in, to where if it doesn't go past $3-4, you're going to end up being like, well, what the fuck? You know, when you're seeing Solana and everything else doing what they're doing, it's obviously, and Buster brings it up all the time, that if we don't have freedom on the other side of this, we just have different rulers.
Right. And
Agreed.
that's why I have to stop this. So let's say Daniel's correct. It only hits 450 and then 28. It hits $7-12. Bro, I'm done with fucking YouTube because this is a daily motherfucking reminder of what this will be. If Daniel's thesis or scenario happens, I had better keep myself distracted. That way I can preserve my bag.
And you just touched on what they're afraid of. When you awaken people and they become aware of the deception, when the higher frequency than love is authentic, you know, when you're an authentic person, when you're in your face with stuff, you just tell it like it is. I mean, how do you know if your wife loves you just because she said it? But yet she's lying about, did she get her nails done yesterday and spend $100 when your kid's in surgery? You know, so if you're not authentic, if you don't have integrity, if you don't have honesty, if you don't have character, what you are in the dark when no one's looking, and none of us are perfect and none of us live at the foot of the cross, but we are authentic people or we wouldn't have been drawn to this. So once you lose that faith again in man, again in systems of man, which is scripture, and you realize that even the messiahs that are coming to rescue us from the bad and evil and clean up our food and our air and our water and get rid of the graphene oxide, get rid of the venom type crap they're putting in our food and air and water synthetically. You know, once you start seeing all of these things and they start cleaning it up, and then you find out that no, they just played us. They didn't need those things anymore. We didn't need Roe v. Wade anymore because they were going to put crap in everybody in our air, food, and water and sterilize the whole damn world. So we didn't need Roe v. Wade, but yet we got everybody distracted. So here we go. So, you know, normally, as y'all know, I don't come on here anymore because I don't fit into this world. I'm not better than this world. I'm not better than anyone here. I don't think I'm stronger, smarter, anything. I just know what I know, and I know what I see, and I know that it's not right.
His name is Broke. He's the richest broke man I've ever met. And we're about an hour over time because the guy could talk. Let's fucking go.
Motherfucking
248
broke is definitely fitting. I'll tell you this. I love you, Broke. You're definitely fitting through the eye of a needle. You definitely are.
Yep.
And I think everyone on screen here is. And most of you guys in the chat are too. There's a few fuckers in the chat, but I think the majority of us.
I grew up with the most trusted people allegedly on the planet, and I still have faith in that. But I saw a lot of corruption, even at local levels. I mean, I know people that have known people since they were in high school, and the minute they got in like commission positions or things and questioned a budget or something, they started going through their underwear drawer, talking to their neighbors, ex-girlfriends, going to their neighbors, trying to get dirt on them. And these are people that are personal friends. I'm talking in the same hunting clubs, best friends drinking beer for 30 years, all because they broke ranks and questioned a budget. They get arrested, their lives are ruined, their marriages are over, their kids are embarrassed. I mean, it's low. So I seen that locally, and now we're supposed to trust the very people that created all these systems. They put back doors and everything. And now, so I just wanted people to be prepared that what Daniel was talking about is already here. You're seeing it every day. They're removing this dye and that dye, but yet they leave known venoms in your fucking food. Well, why remove the dye if you're going to, okay, so you're just going to shoot me in the head with a 22 hollow point, not with a 40 cal. Thank you. We're supposed to, it's like, damn.
Let it bounce around a little.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's why when I hear people side with different political sides, I was quite MAGA at the beginning, even on Trump's first round. But then I realized, and I'm going to use Catherine Austin Fitts analogy, that when you're at the polls, you're getting a vote for McDonald's or Burger King, and ultimately they're both pretty bad for you.
Yeah. I was like you though. I was the same way.
The illusion of choice.
We're in a fallen world.
Because I was conspiracy, and then I got in the queue, and then I was going hard on the Trump Hillary shit. But then I was like, oh yeah, there's a better way than this. And then that made me keep going on the consciousness stuff. And then even on Facebook, bro, like, hey, like we go back to Trump Hillary days with me and ZRK, dude. I was just doing work on Facebook. Anybody, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And it's family, it's people you know what I'm saying? And a lot of my parents' friends, they're all liberal, and I'll come through. I had it where when I do come through, everyone's ready to leave. They're like, "Oh shit, he's coming!" Like
so much shit.
You can talk shit, yeah. But
now
then you're like, okay,
everybody's quiet.
That got me in the consciousness, and how can we raise the consciousness? Because really, you're arguing with people that aren't consciously ready.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Correct.
You could talk about all the emotional bullshit you want. Well, that's a lot of the liberals. It's always emotional because they're emotionally more immature. It's always there's a reason why it's always an emotional argument, right? And then you're like, okay, we have to raise our consciousness as a collective for anything to change, because it's still a big ass group of people that are emotionally, because part of ascension is controlling your emotions. We are literally controlling our emotions in the economic side of the pie, like the 4 pillars. Like we've learned, everyone here is either learning how to control your emotions and not fucking sell when it's a 40% retracement, right? Mm-hmm. And it's already paying off. So yeah.
Nice.
Well said. Yeah.
Papa, what do you got, Papa?
Sunshine lollipops.
Pisces.
No, I want you all guys to all know each and every one of you have been chosen, whether you know it or not. You've all been put here for a purpose. It's just, if you look back in the Bible at the story of Paul was one of the most corrupt people around. He was a tax collector. He was chosen to do something, though. Each one of you have been chosen. That little intuition you hear in your ear, that's your gut, that's your feeling. That's God speaking to you. If you follow that, you'll be fine. And God's not coming back for an ugly bride. I hate to tell you this, guys, but we're going to get better before it gets worse. So we can use what we get.
Okay.
Well,
so
you touched on something important that you said it's going to get better before it gets worse. Don't forget, I told y'all that I picked up on a nuance that I can't get anyone to agree that I heard, but I heard it, that DJT said, get your stuff out of the system before I leave office. So now what you said was relevant. And then I think Daniel, mentioned Catherine Austin Fitts. What a great lady. For y'all, those of y'all that don't know her, she's in charge of the Solari report, SOLARI report. That lady, she was in charge of who's the real nice guy we love, that Ben Carson, was that his name, who become in charge of HUD?
Yes.
Yeah, Ben Carson. Yeah.
She was the deputy secretary or whatever, number like 2-3 or whatever in the HUD. And her boss became the governor. Remember that dude that was his brother's on the news, and he was the governor of New York during COVID. What was his name?
Cuomo,
yeah. He was her boss, and she wouldn't sign off. She was the one that found, remember when, right, the day before the buildings fell, She was the one that found the money missing that the Pentagon was talking about the day before the records got gone in Building 7. So anyway, she's the one that kind of started snooping and finding records. She wasn't even snooping. She just would refuse to sign off on things she didn't have invoices for. So they poisoned her. They went after her. They ruined her. She spent over $7 million. Anyway, she's a great lady. She's really in tune to what's going on because she's lived it. They've gone after her, like I was saying earlier. And anyway, what she did, what I want y'all to know, if you look at her website, during COVID, she got attorneys and she drew up packets or if your kids are in college or if your boss is making you do vaccines and things. And what she said was just serve them the packet. And then there it says, in the event that I get injured from this experimental vaccine, am I covered under workman's comp? Am I covered under our insurance? Will I get life insurance because I'm taking an experimental thing? And if I die, will my kids get my life insurance? And when you start asking those kind of questions and you make them sign and answer you, all of a sudden they all got exempted. So I made big old packets of those to hand out to personal friends and family. And guess how many people took the packets? Zero. And that's why I'm not negative Nelly. That's why I'm telling you, I have people, one person called me during COVID after 30 years of serving the public. And I quote, and he didn't say, hey, how are you? He yelled at me, what is going on? You're probably the only person in the state of Florida that really honestly knows and will tell me. Because his daughter was in Louisiana in college. And I don't want to say his name on here. But anyway, the point is, and I said, it's just what I told you. He said, well, there's a virus. I said, the only virus is the ones down there meeting right now, closing us off our damn beaches. I'll shut up now so I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Broke. Honestly.
Yeah. There's another variant floating around there. It's scary. You know, we're enlightened people and we have the knowledge of how to beat these viruses. It's all it is. It's viruses that's in our body and bacteria, molds, funguses. And, you know, we're starting to consciously understand how to defeat these things, how to overcome cancers, how to overcome, you know, really almost all autoimmune disorders now. And even with the knowledge of AI and the internet, we are still at a level of suppression where we can't get this information to people, or people are so dumbed down and naive, it will not literally take the information in, which is the more sadder part, which I think you're kind of alluding to, Broken. You know, I've run into that myself. It's like you want to help people. It's like you see the sick, the dead, the walking zombies, I will call them at some point in time. And when I see people like that, and you got the cure, the knowledge, the information that they really need to see, you know, and for whatever reason, they won't take it. They won't take it.
Right. Isn't that the same when you talk to people about this new blockchain technology and the collapse and the red pill and all that? I mean, you all get, and for Uncle Buster, I mean, I met him in person. His personality, Berserker's personality, I met these people in person.
Me too.
For people to treat him with such disrespect, to leave a room when he walks in, which is now happening to me, and I've lost family over it because I won't put up with it. I put up with it for 40 something years, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. I have value and I have worth, and so does everybody here, and so do they. But you're not going to bully me at 56 years old like I'm in middle school. And you're not going to call me a relative and walk out of the room and roll your eyes. And you can see the body language. Like my sister will come in the room and another relative will pick up her laptop, her little, whatever you call them, things you hold in your hand, like a big tablet. And literally, and it's showing to everybody else in the room that she don't really want to deal with her. And I'm like, can you quit that, alerting everybody with your body language when your sister walks in the room, just because you don't like something she says? You know, it's like rude and disrespect. So to somebody do that to even Uncle Buster, that's just crazy. That is pure mind control. That is brainwashed minion bullshit. And the same thing happens, Navi, like you're saying, whether you're talking about crypto, whether you're talking about, like you did a lot of sprouting and a lot of health stuff, and it falls on deaf ears. Well, that goes right back to what Berserker and them was saying, and Buster. It's a calling. We all end up where we end up. And sometimes you're in the shit and sometimes you're not. And that's okay. There's a lesson in all of it.
But when you go over time though, like that was, I mean, I was referring to like Trump Hillary, which is, that's like what, 8-9 years ago. But now And then at that point, I said, you know what? To all the libs, I'll just fuck with them on the crypto side, and I'll have that crypto thing in common. Whoever wants to mess with crypto, even when I was working at Safeway, like there was people that despised me for a while with the Trump Hillary was strong, but then I got them into crypto, and then you have that. But now when you advance, the common ground. But now when you advance like 8 years, it's night and day, bro. It's already night and day. So when people say is shit changing, I think it's changing. You know.
Well, good points, but you know, it's and I bet you saw even at work, people that you'd worked with got along. You know, they just basically and I'm still seeing people that have fallen on their face, like all of us have in life, where we make a mistake or we misread people or you get caught up in bullshit. But I've seen people that fall all the way to the ground. And now years later, you think they're all healed and we're healed and you try to help them and they help you. But yet the minute you say something they don't like, they want to run it up the flagpole. Oh, here he goes again, going to talk about blah, blah, blah. And you're grandstanding at your expense. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm never going to come back around and try to help you again. Never going to visit with you. I'm done. And I guess once you get to that level, the disrespect, you just can't put up with it anymore. If that means you got to live in a tent and live in the woods, but have your dignity and your authenticity, then that's just what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard not to. I would say now I take it even less personal. Now it's just like you sort of, you know.
What did you expect from a brainwashed minion?
Yeah, it's consciousness. It's like that, you know. And then, you know, I would be like, hey, like, what can they grasp to, you know? It might not be XRP, man. It just be something smaller, but yeah, it's a consciousness thing.
Some people are just so brainwashed. I mean, I love my brother to death. I do, and he loves me to death. But he is just so mindset. He's 10 years older than me, but he's so mindset on the old system, the stocks, the bonds. He would not even listen about crypto.
Yep.
The health part, he's on medication for high blood pressure and stuff. I just talking to him a couple of days ago about that. Telling him I've got my wife off of those medicines through naturopathic medicines, but he doesn't trust me. His own brother he doesn't trust, but he trusts his doctor to keep giving him pharmaceuticals.
When nothing you're saying isn't right there in your face, nothing you're talking about, like when DJT said drink bleach, he was referring to ClO2, which you've got. So and it gets rid of the bad bacteria. It gets rid of the molds and mildews and stuff that Crypto Navi was talking about. It gets rid of the parasites and things, most of them, not all of them. But there again, it resets your gut microbiome. It gives you an opportunity to start with a fresh slate. It gets rid of so much. And, you know, nobody realizes they're low on iodine and selenium and their magnesium and zinc and all these things. They don't understand selenium. Whenever they found out years ago that whenever they put it in the animals, none of them got sick and none of them got cancer. So they put it in their feed for the cattle, but they didn't put it in our feed. All they put in ours is nanoplastics, you know. And it's like, the only time I ever did any work at school my whole life was, and I was in middle school. I had a real good science teacher. And we had to do a science fair looking like project, do a presentation in front of the school, in front of the classroom. And I did it on earthworms, can earthworms learn? And through that investigation, I found that earthworms are used and they take them and put them like in bad sites where industry has contaminated the soil and there's no other way to do it. So they put earthworms in there to clean it. So then I realized as I started learning in life even more and more, that they're using our bodies as the cleaning like earthworms. So they're putting their vegetable oil, their seed oils, all their stuff from their machining. Instead of putting it in the vehicles, they put it in us to clean it and then process it. Because if they pour it anywhere else in the water systems or anywhere else, it kills everything. And same thing with the nanoplastics. We're paying for the item, then we're paying the people to recycle it. Then they're grinding it up and scooping it with skid steers and putting it in the cattle feed, and then we're eating it. Then they're putting it in our feed and our grits and our crap and our fillers and our cereal, and then we're eating it. Then we're getting nanoplastics to where you're almost like a rubber doll whenever you die now, and there's so many preservatives in you. And I had a lot of experience in that industry, as y'all know. And I told my uncle about this. Then he had somebody pass away in his trailer park. And sure enough, he didn't tell me. He told my dad behind my back. He said, Bobby's right again. He says, man, when that guy died, he didn't even stink and he was like a rubber doll. And my uncle was in Vietnam. He was lobbing off limbs, helping try to save these kids that they were running through the meat grinders. And so he knows about putrefaction and death and the time and grade it takes for a body to rot. He said the guy was like a rubber doll. And he didn't even bloat or anything. It was like preserved and hardly no smell. And he was in there for quite a while in a trailer. So anyway, they knew this. And then they've got the guillotines. They've got the plastic coffins everywhere. So this was supposed to be even bigger than it was. And let us not forget that it took 12 years for Vietnam to kill 58,000 of our young men. In less than a year, one vaccine killed more than 68,000 of girls and boys of the same age. And don't forget, too, that we've lost more people now from one vaccine than all of the wars combined, and no one cares. 25,000 kids today, infants, children, babies just born were vaccinated. With what? For what? It's all what crypto said. It's all man-made, manipulated bullshit is what it really is. It's crime. It's crimes against humanity. It's democide, DEMOCIDE, death by government. If you pull the patents in 90 and all, it was all patented. I was asked for a retired with cancer. I was asked, quote, are we going to back the people or back the government? Now I know what they meant. And I said, you know what my answer is? We're constitutional. We have to. We're treasonous if we don't back the people. So, of course, I retired and it went another way. We didn't. We put on masks and now we got tag readers and watching this and listening to me, and God knows what they're doing, and they're going to ruin us, but that's okay. We go down fighting, don't we? I mean, it's nothing negative to be about. You're actually here because of a calling. You should be here passionate about your freedom and about what God wants you to do. I mean, they didn't call the voting things dominion for nothing. God has dominion over your life, not these freaks.
I mean, you look at back in the 70s, they used to state that your cholesterol level was good at 300, and then when we got in the 80s and 90s, they lowered it to 250, and then nowadays you have to be like below 178 for healthy cholesterol, otherwise they put you on some sort of drug, statins, and
so true.
unbelievable.
Wait till you learn this. You're dead on, by the way. Wait till you learn that LDL and HDL aren't even cholesterol. It's the proteins that carry cholesterol. And how do you not have elevated LDL and HDL when you're freaking being poisoned with crate venoms and
seed oil
stuff? See Dr. Brian Ardis, BRYANARDIS, if you want to learn about that. But come to find out, LDL and HDL, yes, the numbers are all skewed. And if they want you to stay away from eggs, well, come to find out, remember all this eggs they were burying and all the bullshit for years? I heard that the yolk and the eggs make the spike proteins not bind to your cells. So of course we got to have bird flu and bullshit and bury millions and millions of eggs a day and burn all the damn chicken coops. I was hoping they were doing it because the damn chicken's poison. I was hoping they were doing it because remember DJT called all those toads in and one's poisoning our food, murdering people. And supposedly was going to help with during COVID and do it. I was hoping, and remember then we had about 7 of those plants, I think, burnt down, didn't they? Berserker. A bunch of those food processing plants, didn't they burn down?
Yeah, China bought a bunch
of pigs and cows too. But yeah, the cholesterol, that shit's necessary. That's what's absolute bullshit. Your fucking brain is made of cholesterol.
Correct.
Literally, like you literally fucking need to eat sticks of butter.
You're literally a fathead.
And egg yolks every day. Yeah. To live.
Well, you don't need to eat sticks of butter, but I mean, you
sticks
can definitely
of butter,
find
bro.
cholesterol. Avocados, man, got cholesterol.
Ladles.
There's many things that have cholesterol in them, but you got to have a good balance. I say have a good balance of everything.
I love butter.
That's why there's all kinds of food.
Go ahead, Papa. What were you going to say?
And don't dare put salt in your body because that's bad for you. It'll kill you. Salt will kill you. Your cells will not operate without. Your cells will not operate without salt.
But sugar is necessary for a happy, healthy, growing, happy breakfast for your children.
That's why I eat low sodium Doritos.
Dude, Ashley, and here's what else you got to realize. You got to read between the lines. They're really not lying. Salt is terrible for you. You're not allowed to eat salt because the salt they make is poison. So the salt that's on your table and your restaurant table, 100%, I agree with them. Don't
Table
touch
salt.
it. Don't even soak your damn feet in it if you got a damn injury or something. It's pure fucking poison. So I agree, don't eat the shit because they've made it poison. They remove the iodine, you're iodine deficient. Thyroid can't work unless you get selenium. Everybody should be taking selenium every day because you can't get sick with it. Apparently, if that's what they said in the 20s, 30s, 40s when they found out it was healing all the damn animals, and they put it in the feed. Now they probably don't put it in the feed because now they want the animals sick because they don't want you eating animals. They want you eating their shit out of their labs. And this is crazy, but I think you can. Well, and like Berserker and Buster, and of course everybody. We don't mention him because he's busy right now, but. Bags, he's been saying it forever. I mean, hell, he was 10 years or 15 years ago. He was talking about chemtrailing before anybody even knew what the hell it was. He's still got a channel on YouTube. Nobody even sees it hardly. And that was where he started first before he ever got into crypto. But nobody even knows that. Yeah, but Bags was doing videos of the chemtrailing and all that. That dude ain't no dumbass. So I don't know what the hell. But for what it's worth, and I did talk to my cancer doctor about the LDL and HDL. I said, am I right in my investigation? And he looked on his phone. They got a doctor app and he didn't answer me. I said, I'm right again, ain't I? And he says, what do you got in your box? Because I brought a bunch of the shit I'm taking. And he literally wanted it for himself, but he never would talk. And now I'm finding they're not allowed to talk about homeopathic stuff or they lose their licenses. And can you imagine a doctor making that kind of money and sitting there having a conversation? Now, he did, in all fairness, my doctors, they always have talked to me and they love listening to what I have to say because they're interested in the industry. And I can tell you, they did support everything I want to do. Like when I didn't want to put my port in, he didn't make me. Because I said, my God, right here in your own office, 3 out of the last 7, y'all put in upside down. You about killed the fucking people.
Oh my God.
I said, oh, dude, it happens all the fucking time. And,
Wow.
I know everybody. Everybody was telling me, what do I do about this? Well, get the fucking thing taken out. And apparently, if they can't even put it in right, why don't trust them anymore until we do some investigation.
Wow. Don't go to that hospital.
Grok says
Don't do that
sunning my butthole.
Go to any hospital.
Grok says
number-
sunning my
number one is
butthole will
heart
not
disease.
fix any of this.
Look at the number 2 killer.
Grok's
Hella
never
fun.
wrong, Berserker.
Oh man, that's funny. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, Brian Reber, I wanted to push on that. Brian wants you to talk about take your stuff out of the system before I leave. Trump quote. How long ago was that? What do you think he meant by it? Please.
Where did he say that?
Alleviate Brian's worries, please, Broke.
It was when exactly it was. It's hard for me to pick up on, but it was.
Was it his first term, like 16?
I want to say it was his first term, but I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure at all. But I can tell you, his first term, he was in COVID, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Beginning of COVID.
And I would say it wasn't his first term. And we all believe that he would get another term, right? So, I was thinking 4 years. Well, I didn't know he was going to, then we're going to go into this, military run and everything. And then, so he gets another 4 and now he's got another 4. And then if he wins the election, now he may get another 4 to make up for the last 4. Since this 4 and the last one really were kind of part of the system, if we believe that. But anyway, to answer his question, really it's just common sense. There's ebbs and flows, cycles, and it's going to take generations to get this corruption out of the system. So I just think that what I would do is, we have a saying on this show that these guys came up with apparently, or heard some crazy guy say, and it's called back up the backup plan with a backup plan. And then once you back up that backup plan with another backup plan. So as this moons, bro, just to start pulling and buying real assets, get you some, get your house paid off, get a couple of lots and, put some RV spots on it. Get some cash flow generated where you're your own economy. If they start the markets on landlords, because we have our own economy. That's why they attacked that economy during COVID and said we couldn't evict our tenants, we couldn't raise our rents, we couldn't do this, couldn't do that, can't. See, we used to be Americans, now we're Americans. You can't breathe, talk, you can't write, you can't think, you can't question, you can't call, you can't get cooperation, you can't become competent. You have to just be a minion. You can't have courage. You're not allowed to have cooperation and work with each other. You've got to be, and that's how you bring Christianity into the workplace, is courage. It's competence. Competence is more. And one of the things I read years ago, it's like going in and getting a crown on your tooth. Even though your doctor takes the mold and he sends it off and they do the crown and now they put it on. Well, it's not biting right. It's not fitting right. So he takes it off. Let's do it again. Let's make sure it's right. Sends it off again. Well, it comes back. It's still, yeah, sure. Oh, no, it feels good. It's fine. No, it ain't right to me. I'm redoing it myself. I want this done right. That's competence, to where you can do the job better at every level than anyone. That's competence. Not just I can do my job and I'm just doing my job, so I kicked your door in, right? Or I made shit up on you, or whatever. You know, that we can hire monkeys to write tickets and arrest people. How about let's get ahead of it where we don't have to write a ticket? And how can we do it where we don't have crime? And how can we do it where we don't need a cop in a school? You know, except to drop by and don't want to miss the pep rally. You know, that's the environment that we try to get to. How do we stop 2 females in every high school committing suicide every year? Well, we did it. We did it. All we did was said, good morning. How are you? I've never seen you before. What are you up to? High five. Hey, see ya. Hey, anytime you see me, come say hi.
5-foot rule.
Yeah,
5-foot rule.
It's really not that complicated. Make sure everybody knows they're on the planet, and quit getting your laptop out when somebody walks in the room, and quit rolling your eyes because somebody wants to talk about something you don't want to hear about. How about have a little bit of respect for one another? And let's start there. And then if you don't want to hear that, say it respectfully and say, hey, can we change the topic? That stuff's upsetting me right now. Oh, well, I'm sorry you're upset about it. What was upsetting about it? Oh, well, you just misunderstood it. Oh, okay, well, let's go back to talking about it again. I mean, if people would just communicate instead of being rude and disrespectful, which that would require courage and that would require cooperation. And they're breeding it out of us. And they've done it intentionally, attacking that pineal gland where you really don't have family anymore. You don't have cookouts. You don't go to the beach anymore. You sit on these damn computers, and you can't even get on a machine to stay in better shape, fight cancer, because you got to sit here and scroll the little thing all day on Facebook. So you can't even just go walk on a treadmill for 30 minutes and watch a program because you're busy doing this all day. So it's all planned and orchestrated. It's put in the documents. Nobody reads them. And that's okay too. Then listen to the ones who did read the damn things.
Right. Yeah, people want to change the world, but they don't really want to do a lot about it. You know, people don't want to seek out their purpose. People don't want to seek out what they can do to better humanity. They don't even, like you said, they go sit down in a restaurant or whatever, put their head down, get their tablet out right away. No concern about anybody else. You want to change the world, you want to make a better place, try changing something. Like you said, they stopped 2 girls from dying every year because they smiled. You know, it's that act of kindness, that acts of courage that changes the world, makes people want to become better. It's contagious. Like, try those hearing my voice, try the 5-foot rule. Somebody's coming in your 5-foot area, just wave hi to them or just smile. Just try that. If they come 1.5 foot away from you, talk to them. Figure out why they're there.
It's like the book Atlas Shrugged.
Do whatever comes natural to you at the time, but, you know, have some reserve as well. I'm not telling you to be stupid and do dumb things in dumb places. Have some, you know, awareness of what you're doing, but try it. I'm telling you, it's very contagious. That person's day will change immensely. I guarantee you, one way or the other, that will resonate with somebody.
Well, I wonder if that's another reason why they did the 6 foot apart. They didn't want people communicating during the COVID shit. You know, it was 6 foot. Have y'all seen that comedian? And he goes around 6 foot safe, you know, and all this shit. That guy's hilarious. Have y'all seen that comedian? You need to put him on with that. That's pretty cool. That 6 feet. Right. I forget the name, but he does that whole thing on, he does the
social distancing,
media crowing, you know, like, but trust the science. Remember the guy? He's a comedian. Trust the science. Yeah.
There's a few of them right now. They're like pro ridiculous stuff. Jim Brewer or whatever, and then there's fucking what's his face, Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo. He turned super patriotic comedian. He tweets a lot too. I forgot his name. The guy who played that. He used to be like a Saturday Night Live guy. So, but now he's like a big
nice play
guy. Yeah. We got a little crypto stuff. We're going to go ahead and talk about a little baggy crypto stuff. I thought this is pretty interesting. Is Hoskinson. He's talking about how we're going into this like paradigm shift where all these like big things are coming in and it'll shift from the BTC ETH dominated shit to what we know is going to happen, but it's kind of crazy to see Hoskinson talk about it. So this is from Baggy's show earlier today. Shout out XRP Bags. Love you. Go hit subscribe. Hit like if you haven't already on Bags' channel, XRP Bags on YouTube. And this is from his earlier show. Here we go.
Come down more and more. Lock in. CoinDesk, Hawkinson, Microsoft's going to come in. Google's going to come in. They have 3.5 billion users. They can put a wallet in Windows. Suddenly, they're kingmakers of the on and off ramps, institutions, banks on their way to pump our bags up.
So now that regulation's moving the right direction, when you look at the Genius Act and the Clarity Act soon to come, all the big guys are going to come in, not just the big banks, but also the Mag 7. So Microsoft's going to come in, Google's going to come in, Amazon's going to come in. All these companies are experimenting with blockchain technology. Google even built its own blockchain based on Starkware. So all these people have this amazing technology. They have no incentive to use Ethereum or deploy on Ethereum. They can be Ethereum adjacent or gather liquidity, but they own the users. They have 3.5 billion users when you look at where they sit. So they can put a wallet in Android, they can put a wallet in Windows, they can put a wallet on their platforms. And when and where they do that, suddenly they're kind of kingmakers of the on and off ramps, and probably going to do something in a different direction. So it's not to say they couldn't potentially find a future in all of this, but it's hard to manage that type of monopoly when you have all these forces changing. It kind of feels like a Yahoo, or it kind of feels like a BlackBerry, where you're good until the paradigm changes. And then when the paradigm changes, you collapse.
The paradigm shift is upon us. The transfer of wealth is upon us. Meanwhile, Stellar, look.
Yeah, it's crazy as fuck. So, like, I thought that was kind of interesting earlier watching that, where the paradigm shift is going to change until it doesn't. So, essentially, it'll be dominance, BTC dominance, ETH dominance, and then boom, overnight, just fucking blah. You know, he was referring to the Amazons, the Googles, the big corporations. Hoskinson was referring to the big corporations just being able to put a wallet on this and to put a wallet on that because they have the users and they can aim this, they can steer this wherever they want. But what I'm saying and what he just said essentially was like he probably doesn't see them going the way of ETH, which is kind of crazy. And I'm not trying to be a fucking maxi. I'm just saying, like, Hoskinson just said that shit. That's crazy. But he is also the CEO and founder of Cardano, an American anointed crypto. So, bro, this is totally going to be what we always knew it was going to be, in my opinion. XRP, XLM, HBAR, Cardano, all the American alt ISO coins, not just necessarily ISO. I'm going to take that out of my vernacular, but utility. So it's kind of trippy to see that.
What was the news today about NASDAQ embracing XRP?
Well, let me go ahead and play that part of the clip, okay? Let me pull that up in a sec here, and we'll talk about it. It's the CEO of NASDAQ referring to tokenization, and it's fucking bullish, dude. But they're talking about tokenizing the stock market, and it's fucking crazy. So let me play that real quick here, and then we'll chat. Here we go. Boom. So her name is Adina Friedman. She's the CEO of NASDAQ. Can you guys, honestly, I'm not much of a stock guy. What exactly is NASDAQ? Do any of you guys know?
It's mostly tech stocks.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So what is it exact? What does it do? Is it a conglomerate of tech stocks? Is it because I noticed throughout the years I remember seeing
like your Apple and Google and that kind of stuff.
It's another market, like the S&P 500. It's basically is a combination of many tech stocks.
Okay. It's like an exchange. It's where everybody's on there. It's where the NASDAQ is, where all the stocks are, aren't it?
Yeah.
Just like Coinbase or something like that.
Beautiful. Thank you for defining that for everybody and me. Thank you. But this is Adina Friedman, the CEO of NASDAQ, talking about how tokenization is gonna it's fucking bullish. But here we go.
Digital asset buy on X. The crypto is a scam. People have around, and now they're about to find out.
Also, shout out Baggy. This is a clip from his show today. Thank you, XRP Bags. Appreciate it.
Lock in NASDAQ CEO Adina Friedman, who will be at Ripple Swell 25.
So this morning we announced that we're going to be bringing tokenization into our markets. So making sure that equities are tokenized and traded on market, in the markets, not in a side sleeve, but actually in the core markets.
So the eventual goal, or is it today? 24/7, 365 equities, just let it rip constantly.
I mean, I think we are all moving in that direction. We announced several months ago that we're moving to 24/5. So we're
24/5
moving that way.
So Saturday and Sunday,
not for equities yet. I think that, you know, we have to, we're walking before we run. But I think that getting to 24/5 is a major advancement for the U.S. equities markets. And then on top of that, now with tokenization, if we can introduce that also into the markets, it allows us to really think about streamlining the post-trade processing, bringing and modernizing elements of the markets that have a lot of friction. You know, we are hyper resilient and we're hyper scaled. You know, we manage, like today, we had 95 billion messages come into our systems today, and we had a median, you know, return time of 20 microseconds from order to trade. We handle like 3 million messages a second. It's hugely scaled. But then at the same time, you know, once that trade occurs, there's a different process. And in the post-trade process, as we know, is an area where tokenization really shines. And really cutting down the friction, managing capital flows across the global ecosystem, and really bringing that capability into the markets is going to be the next.
I'm sure to get your reaction to this. You know, there's this very famous curve, which is like you get this early font of insanity, and then there's the trough of disillusionment, and then you grow through. And does it seem like crypto is actually in blockchain? It's finally real. It's like there's real companies doing real things, stable coins, what Sachs did with the Genius Act.
Well, I actually want to point to that because, you know, honestly, having regulators who want to work on bringing it into the mainstream and want to create the rules of the road is such a refreshing thing, because I think that it allows us all to understand how we can operate within a world where there are tenets of investor protection. The technology is going to have things we can and can't do, but also being forward thinking and forward leaning and how the technology is going to be applied is going to be critical. So we're very excited about the fact that we finally have this convergence of regulation between the traditional markets, the digital markets. How do we bring it all together to frankly advance all markets?
For a while. Then we rock it. Another one.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Like it's just another bullish point along our timeline that like NASDAQ's tokenizing. That's nutty.
And that's why back in, 21, when you had the Berserker babes, Berserker, were you on the Sologenic marketplace?
Yeah, I'm still on there.
Right.
But
And
they're way more expensive because that's when XRP was way cheaper.
Right, but the whole concept of that whole Sologenic marketplace, that's why Sologenic might be the one chosen by NASDAQ. 4 years ago, they were talking about it. So NASDAQ, they still got to choose the chain they're going to choose, and it could be that this whole marketplace was all a practice field for what's going to be happening with the stock market. Because what is a tokenized stock? It's an NFT. You see?
I heard it was going to be that one that just got in trouble. Go ahead, Buster.
Just on what Bradley said, I mean, I remember 2019, it was CoinField was an exchange, but it was CoinField and Sologenics is going to tokenize the stock market.
Yep.
So whether CoinField's not a part of it anymore, but we're talking at least over 5 years ago. I remember that article.
But I heard specifically the NASDAQ, not the other one, the NASDAQ. So Solo's 30 cents, guys. Anyways, just throwing it out there.
And you're saying it's tech stocks. It's a big ass market of tech stocks. And what's crazy is that Hoskinson, on another note, is saying that Google, Amazon's, all the tech companies are going to create on and off ramps and rule the on and off ramps wherever they may please.
Sure. They are PYUSD with PayPal. They're getting ready to go live. It's on Circle. So Stellar will be, we all know, I mean, Stellar's pretty much going to be moving most of retail. The big tech companies are taking over. They're setting up all their stable coins. All the banks are setting up their own stable coins, but they still have to use on and off ramps. So really at this point, late in the game, really, we say we're early, but we're not. Really, they've been planning this out for 30 years. So technically, you got to have a technology that's going to run a certain rail. Like you're saying the NASDAQ. Okay, XDC may run, the S&P.
Correct.
another token, but because they all have to flow, you know, they can't choke themselves out through all the transactions and all the scaling they're going to have to do in the future. It doesn't make sense why only one chain is going to do everything. I never believed that ever in my life. Like XRP is going to run all the bank money. It's going to be the main ledger, but they're going to have technologies like HBAR. HBAR is also going to be tokenized a lot of smart contract stuff. I believe that's probably going to be doing some form of currencies of some sorts, whether it's the NASDAQ or whatever, you know, that's also in the running too. HBAR's very possible to do some of the stock markets as well, not just in our country. You know, there's other stock markets all over the world. So, you know, these technologies will be used for what they were made for, essentially, I believe. You know, Chainlink's another one. You know, Chainlink's another integration through the old system right now. Look, they were just talking about they're not going to run 24/7. They're going to run 24/5. What about those other 2 days? Who's doing orders? Who's doing processing? Who's setting up orders? What technology is going to be able to put that throughput for 2 days and just sit idle and then come online? You know, those are the other things that I think are going to be a necessary use case for certain chains, like your Sologenic, perfect one. Why can't that be, you know, utilizing the XRP ledger, the cheap fees, the throughput, the combination of Sologenic and XRP together to make less friction on the network, to only do certain smart contracts on one technology and, you know, moving all the money on the other. So, I mean, it just makes perfect sense. I think we're seeing all these alignments right now. We've heard lots of partnerships like this year.
But remember, it's all got to
mention.
Remember, it's all got to run through a ledger. It's all got to run through, in my opinion, it's going to run on XRP because they want to track it. And don't forget, and what I'm thinking he meant by, if you go all the way back when he ran for office, when he was talking about they're poisoning your kids and 40 years down the road, but he didn't say it that way. He was saying about like kids, the moms scour the bathtub and then they put the kid in it, where they just put all the chemicals in the damn bathtub, scouring the tub out. They mop their kitchen floor and the kids crawling around the damn floor. Well, 40 years from now, when they start shaking, now all of a sudden they've got some type of neurological disease that you blame on some bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with the chemicals you just exposed them to intentionally back 20 years ago. So those same type of things. So if they are going to make their own stuff and their own exchanges and their own money and their own on and off ramps and basically then screw with us, like now they're talking about in Google, you're not going to be able to update your wallets. And then you just saw where they arrested a bunch of South Koreans in that thing. Well, isn't that where DCEN is in South Korea? I mean, they supposed to got $10 billion in money to bring back manufacturing to America. And then they hired people that weren't even supposed to be here to be working in the factory, and they just arrested all them and all, or whatever, detained them, whatever you call it. So my point is now we've got them upset. Well, you know, that's what's wrong with this whole system is it's just, so getting out of their system, what does that mean? That's where your discernment has to come in. And as this transitions, and that's why I think these guys were talking too about if you stake or farm yield or whatever all them terms are y'all do, you can do that from your cold storage wallet, and it never leaves your wallet. You just let them use that as liquidity, like on the books. So there is ways to get, quote, out of their systems without getting out of their system. So that's where you so the person asking earlier what I meant by the comment, or what I felt that, or sensed, or my discernment was, that's my discernment. So as this moons, and these guys always say, lick your ice cream, as you pull your liquidity of your own life out and you start getting real world assets yourself, and you start simultaneously tokenizing your own life in your own world. Don't forget too, I've yet to figure out why we ain't handling our own seed phrases. And I'm kind of confused on something. I think I'm confused, but I'm probably not. My understanding is, let's say they stop using a particular wallet and you can't get an upload of that wallet anymore, as long as you have your seed phrases. As I understand Berserker, he was saying in Buster them and Bags, I think you could take your seed phrases to a whole different wallet and put those seed phrases in, and that wallet will get you into your crypto. Is that correct, Berserker, or no?
Yeah, but I think you're referring to something we used to talk about years ago regarding the Toast wallet. The Toast wallet kind of sidestepped the seed phrases. There was an additional family seed that most people didn't download long time ago or didn't write it down. So there's a seed phrases for the Toast wallet. This is OG XRP wallet. type shit.
Right.
As long Toast Wallet's not even. It's still around. You can still access it on desktop and shit, but you're not able to access your shit with your
You're
just your
toast, bro.
basic seeds.
You're toast. You didn't download it.
Yeah,
You're
you're
toast.
toast.
Right.
But
They're all
like,
toast.
that's
just
the
like
only
break
thing
fast, break your fast. Well,
But
like
I,
you were saying,
I got a neighbor in. I got a neighbor in a long time ago, and she had a toast, and then I thought it was going to be a huge ordeal, but I literally opened her toast and just sent it to a Zaman. It still let me sent out of there. I was like, oh shit.
Hey guys,
But,
I'm gonna dip, guys.
Bradley, thanks for coming on, bro. That was beautiful.
Thanks for coming on, bro. Yeah.
Have a great night. And if I offended any Jake Claver fans out there on the, I mean this from my heart. I don't mean to dog the guy. I don't mean to hate on him. I just want him to be focused and not be one of those lovers of money. You know, the remember that it's the love of money, not money. That's the root of all evil. The love of money. And I thank you guys for keeping it real. So don't hate me
Brad.
out there in the chat. Jake Claver's probably a great guy, but I just, I want to get over his skis and it's all about money. You know where I'm going with that, guys. So
Hey, Bradley, does Buster have your contact information? Because I sent him a video.
100%.
Okay, maybe he'll go to his Facebook and he'll send it to you, because I want to get your opinion, since these guys apparently were asking you about, what is it, 140,000 people that are, Jewish.
144,000.
Yeah, Buster can give my number out to anybody who reaches him. Yeah.
Because I wanted to know when that covenant was busted, does that
You got
affect
it.
that? Does that make sense? So he'll find it in his feed and he'll send it over to you if he'll do that for us. We'd appreciate it.
You got it.
You have a good night.
Good seeing you, Bradley.
Good night, guys.
Good night, Brad.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a chill Billy night. It's been a good show so far, though. I like it.
Yep.
Beautiful. We got Daniel on. Thanks for coming on. Papa, got Broke, Navi. It's a treat. It's really cool. I don't really have any more clips to show or anything, but any burning desires you guys want to talk about?
We did get that announcement that we got another bank. So the DDV, the Italian bank, that's the largest bank in Italy. We just got that partnership agreement with Ripple. So that's I think it was like 50, like that's a lot of money. Plenty of money coming in, you know what I mean? I mean, between them, SBI, now Africa's got some shit going down right now, man. Africa just got threatened by Israel to give them back their leases and mineral rights, and Africa just said fuck off. They literally called all the communist countries and got a pact and a treaty going, and they're like, screw you, Israel. So Israel tried to shut their electronics down. Africa has their own internet now. Africa has literally started their own internet, completely Web3.
Getting out of their systems. Getting out of their systems. That's what he said. Get out of their systems.
Yep. Correct.
People don't understand how big Africa is going to be when this is all said and done. They're putting in ports. They're putting in rail systems. North Africa is greening up right now. It's going to be the grow center of the world again, as it was in Roman times. That's where all the food came from. It's greening back up. The climate has changed in that sense.
And all we see is this alleged, kids all with bloated guts and flies landing on them. And it's a beautiful country. They have wealth beyond you would believe. It's just what you're saying. And I do know what you're saying, Papa. I was invited to I was actually told to go by my boss to a meeting in Tampa. Nobody at my main office even knew I went. I was working for the choice program for the state of Florida that Matt Gaetz' daddy started when he was in charge of the Senate in Tallahassee. But anyway, so I was in there teaching, and I went with my boss, my big boss, and we went down there because they had a meeting of all the different truckers, major like Dick's Trucking and all these big, you see all these. What's that girl's name? That crazy girl that sings and everybody follows her. She just had a new record out the other day. Who am I talking about? Skinny
Taylor
girl.
Swift.
Taylor Swift. Swift Trucking, like the Swift Trucking lines you see everywhere. So anyway, which I don't even know that she has anything to do with Swift Trucking. I think she does. But anyway, but it was people like that level, like big trucking companies were at this meeting, and what they were talking about and what they wanted my input in is soft skills. that ability for kids to take and make change, to greet somebody, to not feel overwhelmed, and I'm like, well, it's mostly nutrition. Get the gut microbiome, get their minerals and vitamins, and there goes their anxiety and their depression and their PTSD and all their stuff. You've got to work on all this. And sure, you're going to have ebbs and flows of things as things change, but when you're poisoning kids all damn day with EMF and bad food and gut microbiome, and I got them on medications, well, what do you expect a kid to do? Not be able to greet somebody coming in a restaurant or something. But anyway, they were talking about how are they going to do all this. We're going to find out in Tampa what the meeting was, and we had these things on the table where these people were coming in, these big wigs that are so big they don't come down to Tampa or fly into no damn meeting. But they were talking on these little things that sit on your desk. And they were asking about how to train all these kids and how the future of trucking and the shipping yards. And that's why, like you see here, even in my area, when you do a new turn off the interstate, they make it real huge and big and wasting all this money and time. Well, apparently on the other side of this golden age or whatever the hell we're going through, this bullshit, they're going to have shipping. And you're right on Africa. And so is Florida going to be a major ports. And dude, they're going to be moving shit like you wouldn't believe. And so you're definitely right about Africa because it was brought up in that. And so was Florida and some other key areas because of weather and temperatures and, the accessibility with, being three-sided there. So you tell me what's going on. I do know that what you're saying is accurate. And that was probably 2008. I went to that meeting and I've seen nothing but them improving roadways and 18-wheeler accesses and all that stuff. And I hear that your train systems are going to start coming back too. I don't know if it's true. I'm just telling you what I said in the meeting.
I just see countries coming together geopolitically to hedge themselves against these collapses that we know are all inevitable. They're coming. This currency reset. That's why they've been all stacking all these big countries I'm referring to. All the BRICS nations are just stacking up gold like crazy. And look at the price of gold. We're inflating the price of gold, but it's really undervalued essentially. But the silver is the next thing. I mean, silver is going to be, nobody's talking about it, but I mean, I don't own a lot of silver, be honest with you, but I mean, that's the next commodity. They're making like new batteries with silver, like some of the most flexible batteries you ever seen in your life. But countries are getting together for the resources also, like United States is coming over to the Philippines and we're helping them protect all the precious minerals that they have down on their seafloor. These got these nodules that are, all the rare earths that you just go and collect very simply. But, European alignment and then all of South Africa and all the communist countries aligning is biblical, And the United States, we're probably going to merge a little bit with Canada. We're on talks with it. We got like four providence over there, like ready to join America right now.
I read a book. I was trying to read it to one of my classes. I taught at the college and I taught at the high school level, and I was running the schools at the same time, but everything was running so smooth. I had nothing to do all damn day. But anyway, so as it turned out, there was a book my uncle gave me. It was called "The World Is Flat," and in that book, it was talking about the shipping yards. Well, come to find out, and the kids weren't interested in it, so we never really covered it. But anyway, I started doing research for that particular training module, and I found that if you overlay the maps where all these fires and all are and where they're pushing people out of areas, you're going to see coming down from south tip of South America all the way up through Central America, then three different things going up through America, up through Canada, through back and through Russia, China, into Europe. You're going to see speed rails. And if you start overlaying all this, they're basically pulling all that in. And what they're doing is they're allowing all these other countries to buy up the real estate. So now they've scrubbed it from the internet and all, but you can look it up. And like in Texas, they're upset because these roadways and these tolls are going to be owned by other countries, and they pay us no tolls and they pay us no tariffs because they never brought it in our country. It's private. It's a private road. It's a private thing. So they bought up all the real estate. And that's why I'm telling you, folks, when he says get your shit out, they ain't the only ones being watched and tracked and traced. And some of us are smart enough to feed their control folders because we don't give a shit. We'll fall on the sword for the good of man. That's why we become public servants in the constitutional arena. But, so just feed it. Let them expose themselves going after people that know what's really going on. That's fine, But my point is that when these people get freedom to start doing their on and off ramps in the NASDAQ and all these things, they're going to be watched. And this time, they're not going to get away with screwing us all over. We're going to have a level playing field, or we're not going to have a level playing field. So when they start their shit and they all start collapsing, you better be out of their freaking systems. But just
XR Papa 777 Super Cash App. XR Papa. We got Chris Nunya Biz. Man, I want to come on and share some stuff about how I got an XRP. Legit gives me goosebumps about how you guys hit the exact thoughts and feelings and ways you got into it. You hit this link, bruh. You only need a cell phone, man. Hit that link, bruh.
Come on, bro.
Hit the link.
Bobby.
Hey, I got here
ETG.
late. Did we already talk about the hack? The big hack?
No, we didn't talk about the hack.
Bro, maybe T-Dog meant traditional assets get out of the system, because I just don't see.
Don't forget, T-Dog is he's a gold guy.
I don't see him tanking crypto because there's not enough people into it. It's the secret still, remember? That's why we're so foaming at the mouth at people that are 5 feet a distance within 5 feet distance. We're still foaming at the mouth because nobody's getting it. Nobody
right, but I'm talking about on the other side.
XRP is the one. Yeah.
Over the next 24 months, as everybody does start getting in and it starts mooning and booming, and right at the end of his term,
though. I think it's
right at
going
the
to
end
be
of his term, I don't think it's going to affect crypto. I think what it's going to affect is all these banks and all these people that supposedly are going to have a level playing field and play nice with others and quit all the corruption. And we're going to, look out for the little man. And then they're going to play their hand. And you know damn well they ain't going to change. I mean, like one lady said, until you hang them, they're just going to keep repeating what the fuck they do. I mean, they've been doing it since the beginning of time, and it's learned behavior. It's like a bunch of spoiled brats. They think that enough's never enough, and they got to steal from somebody else. So yeah, I concur. I don't think they're going to attack us. I just think it's going to be the whole system could come down, and you better be out of it in your cold storage or in your own assets or in your own AUAG. Go ahead.
Vladimir Putin just went on TV and was talking about how the United States is going to circumnavigate the collapse and tokenize the debt. Yeah, I mean, like straight out came on TV and just straight up said the plan. I mean,
first day I ever came on your show, I told y'all that they're gonna. If I was running the show, and I'm just an idiot with just a high school diploma, I don't have a law degree, I don't have any degrees, and I taught at the college level and high school level because I'm an idiot. But
you fucking idiot.
The issue is that it's as plain as the nose on your face. Just tokenize the debt, even though it's over 30-something trillion. It's 100 and something, probably 135 trillion at least that they've schemed and put underground or whatever the fuck they've done with it. Who cares? It's done now, but now we're going to tokenize it. So they can tokenize all this debt. And what they're going to do is go over the alleged 7 billion people, and even that young kid that's buying a crypto, it's technically going to be tokenized. And if all these governments can just take a milli, because it's 1.00 is a dollar. Well, none of us realized until crypto that there was like, how many more letters, Berserker or Buster? How many more is it after, like 13 zeros? How many zeros is after the 00?
8 or 9. I think it was 8 or 9. I think something like 13,
that. Because that's a
13. I don't
know. You look it up, bro. But my point is, the bankers have been stealing and the government's all that fucking money all these decades and millennials, because it's millennium. It's like, what the fuck?
But there's no tax on. But Bobby, there's no tax on tips. But Bobby, there's no tax on tips. That's going to save us.
So who actually owns the debt, though? Isn't it the banks? It's the banks that own the debt. The banks, the trillions of dollars that were in debt, it's to the debtors, the banks. So really, I mean, it's a genius system that I think they started many, many years ago.
Stop right there.
Buy gold, so you got hard assets, right? You got your GDP. Look, hey, if we merge with Canada, they got all the wood, they got the wheat, they got precious minerals. We got a lot of food in the United States. We got water, we got food, we got precious minerals. We have everything we need here: oil, gas. What don't we have here? Pretty much. So when the countries say we're not going to be the world reserve currency, no, it's going to be a digital currency, obviously, but what the countries have is what they're actually going to be reevaluated to. And as far as the debt goes, I mean, let's just think about just the amount of crypto that the United States government has right now with BTC. If BTC does go to 500K, which who knows, what about XRP? what is it, 150 billion fine, right? At the value of XRP when they got the fine that's sitting in the escrow right now. Is the SEC still getting that money, or is the United States government getting that money? What's the value?
I think
of
the SEC agreed to
billion
taking just 50 though. I don't think they're taking the full 125 million.
Judge Torres threw that out.
No,
that
but
wasn't
then
the original agreement.
When they went and afterwards and they came back and dropped their cases, I think it came out that the SEC agreed to only pay 50 to take 50 billion and send them the rest back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not the full amount, but yeah, like they'll for sure be able to pay it off with writing a little crypto check. Even DJT said that, like, we'll just write them a little crypto check.
Who in the fuck's talking right now?
Dual Citizen.
Maple Sugar Tits is talking right now.
Maple Sugar Tits.
Hey, when we are we gonna meld with Canada? We can meld with Dual. Let's go,
dude. I will laugh my ass off, dude, if it happens, because I know Canadians that will lose their damn mind, and I will love every minute of it. It's gonna be awesome.
Let's go.
Hey, there's 4 or 5
you won't be a dual citizen? You won't be a dual citizen anymore, will you?
Listen, let's be real. I'm an American. I have cool guns that have rounds, 30 rounds in them, magazines with 30 rounds. Okay, I don't belong in Canada anymore. Let's be real.
Maple Sugar Tits sounds like a cereal.
Well, getting Canada is like getting a few Atlantas. I mean, there's only like 30 million people in all of Canada.
Yeah, but some
resources, it's like 35 or 38 right now. So yeah,
it's the resources is what I was referring to. You know, I mean, it's going to be
right. You made that point, and it's a valid point, and that's why you saw the increase in the lumber prices in America. They were showing you that they can manipulate, and that was part of this war you're not seeing. Because what happened, and then when they shut down everybody, the mom and pops, all of their businesses went out of business, while Lowe's and Home Depot and all them were getting stuff from Canada. So now they're making money, which goes back to Great Britain, the Redcoats that we supposedly, which we never won that. They just come back. They just went out and changed uniforms and come back in. But anyway,
America is Britain and the Nazis and everything mixed together. Yeah.
Exactly. But if you watch the movie A Walk in the Woods with Robert Redford and that wonderful, wonderful actor Nick Nolte, you know, he drinks a little now and all. So he played the part of a drunk in there. So he really did an exceptional job because he was already, you know, sick and not feeling well. So he really did a good job. If y'all didn't see the movie Walk in the Woods, I encourage you to watch the movie. It's a good, clean movie. It's about up where, you know, in the Georgia mountains up near like Kusawati, which is where the Deliverance movie was the Deliverance movie incident occurred on the Kusawati. I used to own 2 lots on that river. It was actually hooked to the community center there. But anyway, the Kusawati River is where the movie Deliverance incident allegedly happened, but yet they shot the movie because it's been dammed up. So when you see them walking with a dam behind them with all the power lines, that's the Carter's Lake. And when I investigated that, that's when I was so impressed with Georgia that they were taking trout and stocking all private, public, anything, just no strings attached, which was bullshit. But that they were going to stock your lakes and private lakes and streams and all that shit with trout. So if the world hit the fan, you can just go down there and feed your kids. Kind of find out they didn't tell them. I found out. They were stocking them with genetically modified fish that will not lay eggs, so they can now have a whole new revenue stream where they make the hatcheries and they replenish God's mother nature. Now they're spraying all these waterways in the world. Why? Oh, to kill some invasive fungus. Okay, then find some natural way. No, what you're doing is the same thing you're doing to us. You're making us where we can't have kids. You're making my fish where they won't grow in my lake. And I'm sitting here with the one when they collapse my lake. Guess what, bro? The fish ain't growing back. It's been almost 10 fucking years. So I'm not talking bullshit. Anyone that knows me, if I'm fucking running this damn mouth, you better fucking be listening.
Better fucking listen, people.
Hey, we told him it's going to be overtime today once Broke showed up.
Yeah.
I don't come
love
on this.
it. Love it, Broke. I love it.
It's a nice treat. It's a nice treat. We love it. I love it.
Yeah.
What I like is someone that can be bold and speak the truth and not give a shit about whatever, because I mean, honestly, we need more people to end up doing that in this world. If we did, we'd have a lot less corruption, and we would be in a way more morally conscious nation, and be more about giving than receiving. And so, yeah, I appreciate when you say stuff broke. I think everybody here does. So thanks for that.
Amen. Hell yeah.
And
Come
Joel-
join us. What's that guy? What's that guy? Fucking whatever. None of your business. Get the fuck on the show, dude.
Don't be
be a
scared.
pussy. Come on.
The link.
What is this?
None your business?
What
None
is
your
this
biz?
Gemini thing that's happening today or tomorrow?
Nothing. It's all bullshit.
Oh, are
Censored
they going
credit card,
public?
fucking wolf tickets, bullshit. Yeah.
Is it a competitor to XRP?
What?
Gemini.
No,
No.
Gemini's an exchange.
No, it's
custody
the Winklevoss.
Winklevoss.
Exchange.
Winklevoss.
They were, yeah,
It's an
man.
exchange. It's
I
not
see.
crypto.
Those,
Do you guys
those
think it-
BTC Maxis, dude? That's what they
Yeah.
are. They're just. This is an olive branch. This XRP card that they gave, put out for everybody, is an olive branch for them to get our attention back. Because I disowned them years ago, because they never listed XRP.
Yeah.
Till after it was declared not a security. That's how long they waited. So
Yeah. Correct. Even like days after that, I think it was 3 days
credit
after
card
that.
was
they
a
launched.
fucking. The credit card was a nothing burger fad. It was a fucking
Yeah.
fad. It was a fucking credit card where you just like you earn back just
Like
on.
Coinbase.
Yeah, but it was worse. You couldn't even spend you're not even spending your XRP on their exchange. You're literally just getting a credit card through fucking Gemini, fucking 10, 20%.
But wouldn't you
whatever.
rather your rewards be in XRP than US
Yeah,
dollars?
all day.
Yeah.
But the rewards are very limited. What they didn't tell you, the fine
True.
print, the 4% back was only on what, gas?
Yeah,
No,
it wasn't fine
No,
print. It was right on
it
the
was like-
website, dude. Yeah, it's like
Well,
it's not
that's
like it
fine
was
print
hidden.
for the stupid fucking idiots
Okay.
nowadays. Yeah.
Anybody who went to the website would have saw that.
Entertainment was
yeah.
4%.
People don't do that,
Entertainment-
Duel.
It was
Sorry, go
like
ahead.
stuff that you would not normally like spend money on every day. It was like entertainment and like something else. I know one of them was like entertainment.
Yeah, but the full 4% was only like two things. It was like, was it? You
Yeah,
said it.
it's what he said.
Electric
It was I think
charging
it was
and gas or-
dining. Yeah.
Was it
Dining, entertainment. Yeah,
But
yeah,
dining
yeah.
was like 3%. See how they
Yeah,
fuck
dining
you?
was 3. I think it was gas and Asian massages that was 4%. Pretty
Oh,
sure.
yeah, you
Asian
can't forget
massage.
that. Yeah.
They're
Bro, I'm
expensive
telling
in
you,
your
people are
country.
fucking idiots, Duel, way more than you think there are. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's that you would have normally checked the website, no problem. That's not reading the fine print. But for the average fucking everyday Joe who eats McDonald's, like they're not checking no websites. They just go 4%. Hell yeah. And they get that credit card and they go, motherfucker, I'm not getting paid 4%. And then they go to the fucking customer service at Gemini. I guarantee you they got a lot of motherfuckers complaining to Gemini.
Because people don't read the
Yeah,
fine
no,
print.
I get that. It wasn't.
There's a lot of
it-
hood rats that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
think I think there are other cards that are similar though, right? Like it's not just they had the BTC card, but you could actually get paid out already in XRP.
Well, let's be honest. Well, here's the thing, though. You know what
and
it
50
was?
other
Even,
cryptos.
well, what was the fucking best card ever was the fucking Uphold card that had
Yeah, for
4%
sure.
back,
Yeah.
but it was 4% back
Yeah.
when you spent your fucking Uphold or when you spent
Right.
your XRP from Uphold. You got ZERPs back.
The crypto.com cards were pretty good back in the heyday too. The one I had earned really good rewards, but they nerfed all that. Yeah,
Are they
nerfed
shitty
it.
now? What's
Yeah,
the
they nerfed it
Crypto.com
all,
going on
dude.
now? They
Yeah,
nerfed
they
it? What do you
had
mean they
to,
nerfed
dude.
it?
They nerfed it like everything else, dude. There was things were just not sustainable. So after the 2020 bull run and into 2021, when we went into the bear market, they just had to tone down everything because they didn't want to be like FTX and go under because they were promising too much. You used to be able to get, if you had over 40,000 Crow tokens staked with them, you used to be able to get 14% APY on holding USDC. Like it was insane, dude. That was my exit strategy back in the day before they did away with it all, was just to earn that. So
Damn.
And remember how many things they did away with. All of and there used to be a saying something about all your plans can go away or something, but I forget the term when they're not biblical type thing. But yeah, to where we're going to do this, and then they change it where you can't do that. Then we're going to move money and hold it on the exchange, and then they just collapse exchanges. It's like, give me a freaking break. I mean, how do you go out of business when you're doing crypto if it's not insider bullshit, manipulation, government control, blah blah blah? I mean, how does Voyager go out of business? I mean, all they had to do is sell some of their own token, and we'd all bought it, and we'd owned the damn thing. I mean, why would you need to collapse, single mom's shit and take her stuff? But by the way, did you see that gas truck with the helicopter running, sitting on top of the gas truck I showed? My buddy drove that fucking gas truck, and I said, dude, don't ask them what you're spraying. I already know. I said, you asked, they're going to fucking fire your ass. He went in the next day and asked for the federal requirement sheets of anything you're driving, and because he drove the truck, he's licensed.
MSD.
He was so brainwashed. He'd worked there. They hired him for all these big. Name's Tommy Rogers is his name, and just to go on record, so they can, the ones that are building the control folders, go ahead, whisper campaigns. We've been feeding them for 25 years. But anyway, so as it turned out, when he went in the next day, asked for, because he's required by law to have what the fuck's in his truck. Okay, this is what
material data safety sheet.
That you just sprayed my buddy's land, mine, right here. So I said, dude, they just come over mine at 2:00 in the fucking morning. I thought you said they don't go at night. I guess I'm special. So he goes the next day, asks for the damn sheet, and guess what happened to him? He got fired. That day. Goodbye. See ya. And that's when I found out there was government contract. They're doing it all over. That's when I found out that scumbag that was sitting up there thanking Trump the other day, what's his name, that CIA dude that runs Facebook. What's his name? The guy that's a robot dude or something.
Zuckerberg. Yeah, Bill Gates and Zuckerberg to dinner.
Yeah, Zuckerberg gave like $1 billion or some, like a $20 bill. Gave like $1 billion, which is like a $20 bill. Probably these fucking scumbags. Anyway,
people are like, I can't believe fucking Trump's hosting Bill Gates and not
charging him
for crimes against humanity.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody even knew they were meeting. No, he's either for us or against us, but we don't know yet. But I think it's all a big setup. Let him do his thing, because the alternative is what we already got or worse. So trusting him and supporting him is the best way to go, because
we're still alive.
We're already fucked no matter what. So if it is a big scam on us, oh well, we're already fucked.
Yeah.
So,
they say keep your enemies closer, right? They say keep your enemies close.
Well,
so maybe that's what the Trumpy's doing.
That's exactly what he's doing. But Zuckerberg, he put like $1 billion, him and his wife and shit, into vaccinating fucking deer. And then I was pulling all the records and shit, and deer are standing in the water because they're trying to get their system cleaned out. They're standing in the water all like zombies and can't move and shit. And they made all this gain of function research. Robert Malone was the guy's name, Malone. Robert Malone was the guy's name. He got a Nobel Peace Prize, and all him and his team built this mRNA stuff. And they used to take, one of the studies I found was they took horses, and when they would take snot and bullshit from people that got sick or other animals, whatever, and they would inject these horses with it, and they put a burlap sack over the horse. So when the horse would sneeze into the bag, they'd pull the bag off and throw it on the other horse to try to jump things, gain of function research to the other item. And then you know some things about your brother Fauci and all that, and his HIV. He ran it in '87 and introduced it to the gay community. Why? Because they're all that shit. I mean, hell, one of our senators was a male stripper. I mean, he's still in. And your vice president was a male stripper in college. I mean, you got all kinds of that kind of shit. Then you got the stuff in the '80s when who's our favorite Republican president, Reagan, I think his name was. In fact, you boys in California, when he started all the gun legislation, when they had all their CIA spies standing on the steps over there, right up the street from y'all's house, on the courthouse steps, not the courthouse, what's it called, the governor's steps, with their guns, and then we have to have gun licensing. Yeah, that all started in California under Reagan when he was governor, and then it went across the country, all licensing.
Yeah, Reagan was like a master mason and Knights of Malta. Reagan was fucking. Yeah, bro.
He's the one that signed in that they're exempt from prosecution civilly or criminally if they jab children with their known vaccines. That was him.
Bro, Marcus says Gemini was a bitch on Mega Man. If you guys retro game. Remember that video game Mega Man? Apparently Gemini was a bitch. I didn't play video
games. I was busy playing Grand Theft Auto in real life.
I know, in real life, right? Yeah.
Broke, that story you just told about the horses and the snot and the bags transferring them over. they weren't able to transfer anything during that, did they? Like when they put the snot-filled burlap bag over another horse, that horse didn't get infected, right? Like that's crazy. I remember reading that.
You want me to drop
so
a
nuts,
pill
dude.
get me killed again? I mean, they actually leave me alone 80% of the time on the DO and the direct energy with the 5G, which, by the way, pull the patents. It's all weapons. This is all bullshit. The COVID thing was patented in '90 when I got out of high school. Was in the police academy. They patented that. It's owned by the DOD. But anyway, as it turns, and 50 others, different patents of all of that shit. But anyway,
all the viruses are patented.
It's
all of them.
Nobody died in HIV from that. They died of all that medications they gave them. Why? Because their immune systems were brought down, and then they wore masks because they have AIDS and they can't touch anybody or be near anybody, and then they isolated everybody. And then, well, just like a donkey, I didn't know this till I got a donkey given to me one time. Did you know that a donkey will die of loneliness if it's not around other humans or other donkeys or other horses? Did you know that? They'll literally die of loneliness like a human.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some true shit, bro. Donkeys are freaking amazing animals, man. They live a long time. They're smart. They're cheap to feed. I mean, I'm sure Papa's got some freaking.
I'm getting house donkeys. Me and Duel.
Yeah, dude. I need a house donkey to go along with my son right now. He's my house donkey.
Bro, I want those half doors where they like just fucking
lean over the head. Yeah.
Dude,
that's how I live, man. I got 6 goats, and I refuse to put up a fence. And I tell my goats, I'm an idiot. I'm telling y'all I'm a freaking retard. Listen, I'm telling you. I talk to my damn goats and my animals like I do y'all because they have more damn sense than most you fuckers. So in my opinion, now I'm entitled to my opinion, ain't I? But my point is, my damn smart as fuck. And I tell them, look, if you go down there, are they as smart as humans, you think?
I said they're much smarter than humans.
Most humans, yeah. Some of these brainwashed minions we're dealing with, yeah. But and one thing I remember when I was a kid, I forget the guy's name, but he was riding a donkey of all things. Matter of fact, divine intervention. Like when I come on here all the time, it always is. Remember the guy? I think his name was Baal or something. No, Baal or Baal or something. Not the bad dude. He was the dude that God sent to go around, and he was supposed to be like evangelizing, and he became a little selfish or a little, greedy or some shit. But anyway, his donkey kept not turning around and wouldn't go the right way. So he's whipping the shit out of his donkey. And then somebody can pull it up. It's a biblical thing about does the donkey speaks. I don't know if y'all knew that. Well, anyway, come to find out this donkey's now trying to go around on this trail that's up on a high mountain, and the donkey won't go. And it's pushing him into the mountain and trying to knock him off the donkey's back. So he's beating the shit out of this donkey. And he says, dude, this is just too much. So he goes back, makes camp for the night, and he makes a fire. And the next day he gets back on his donkey. The donkey's back to normal. He don't have to beat his ass anymore. And off he goes, literally. And goes off. And now he's going across this pass again. And the damn donkey starts acting up. So he beats the hell out of it. Well, kind of find out the donkey asked, can I speak? And he said, go ahead. And the donkey turns and says, have I not been a faithful servant? I have walked with you for 20, 30 years, and I've been sure-footed. You've never fallen. I've never done anything, yet you whipped me. And then come to find out, God let the man see, and there was an angel standing there with a damn sword, and the donkey was supposed to ride him into the fucking sword, and he was going to have a heart attack and die. So the donkey kept turning around, taking care of his buddy and doing. So I've listened to that my whole life. And I also heard that animals will tell the truth on you when he gets there. That it's like his own undercover angels down here is your animals, how you treat them and what you do. So anyway, I talk to my freaking animals. So the point is, I got 6 goats. They're laughing about what y'all were saying. I don't even have a damn fence. They can run up the damn street if they want. They literally stay in the backyard. They go out on the dock so they can stay cool at night with the spring lake. And they go next door. And when I'm not, now we've got a spring lake right here, but they won't drink that water unless I fill buckets for them. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So they want to make sure I'm okay. I'm out there, and they'll start, man, goats and shit.
Spoil sweet little babies. Yeah.
Little babies, poor babies.
Fill up them buckets. Who gives a shit, bro? Fill those buckets. Those are sweet babies.
Yeah, they are, man. They're cool. They're cool animals. But damn, now I put in $1,500 worth. Remember, I was showing you all my trees, my apple trees, and my figs, and all my lemons, and my Myers lemons trees, and my avocado trees, and all this shit. $1,500 worth of trees. Guess where my trees are?
Right near the lake.
Goat shit.
Oh,
and
they eat anything.
Me standing there, I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? I didn't spend $38 and $20 to have it put in the ground because I wanted it done right for you to eat this shit. They literally push them over and eat every damn leaf off of them. And then when I bitch about that, they come back and eat the son of a bitch all the way to the ground.
Sounds like we're having curried goat when I come to see you then. We're going to eat those goats, dude.
They're family now, so I'm stuck with them. They're family now. Fuckers. I'm trying to give them to like a farm or something, dude. So I've got now like $1,500 in goats and $1,500 worth of where the damn fruit tree's gone. So I'm not a very good farmer. I'm better at talking to my damn goats and talking to you guys, you old goats, because that's what y'all are. Y'all are going to be the goats of crypto. In my opinion, the greatest of all time, because y'all were in here and allowed people to speak their mind, to become confident, to become courageous and come on the show, to speak the truth. And I remember, I don't know if y'all know, the Rotary Pledge. They gave me an award years ago because I was helping kids and shit. Anyway, I don't even know. But the Rotary Pledge, are y'all familiar with that? It really does make sense. The Rotary Pledge says of the things that I think, that I say, and that I do, is it the truth? Is it fair? Is it beneficial to everyone concerned? Or does it promote goodwill and better friendship? Well, the only things I've found that I can consistently rely on their character, I can consistently rely on their integrity and who they are to be authentic, is my animals. And that's been my whole life. And dude, just Saturday at the farmer's market, people had their dogs. I'm walking through this freaking farmer's, and my dad says, this happens to you all the time. I said, what are you talking about? He says, do you not see what's happening? I said, what are you talking about? He said, these people have got dogs nipping at everybody else and all scurried and scared down, and then you walk in the damn parking lot and every dog's up, looking at you, walking up to you, coming up, and you're walking by everyone going, what's up, Cujo? What's up, Cujo? You know, like the little ones that call him Cujo. Wasn't that the one that ate the people or something?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I mean, it's like, dude, I don't know. I'm just weird like that. So hopefully that resonated with somebody. You know, when I come on, I try to leave a mark of craziness just to make everybody think. And I don't want to make y'all go too much time. We can bullshit in the background or something.
I think it's your frequency, man. Your frequency. I have the same experience when I walk around a lot of dogs. I don't get real fearful and.
But there's a difference between humping your leg and.
I didn't say hump my leg. I'm saying that I could pet them like the stranger's dog. Where holy shit, they never let anybody touch them. Nevertheless, pet them on top of the head. Wow, how did you do that?
Animals know. Animals know.
They do. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just your frequency. That's why it makes sense.
Did you ask what my birthday is? Somebody? I think I saw that, or somebody.
Trying to find your life path. So what's the math again behind life path? It's the.
I don't know.
Just add up all the numbers.
I was born
your whole
on
birthday added
well,
up.
they tell me. I mean, if you can believe anything they say, I don't believe it. I mean,
broken down to a one-digit number.
I'm a January 16th baby.
Right, but it's your whole shit. So if you don't want to dox your entire birthday,
well, fuck, they know who I am. Especially the government. Fuck, they all know.
Well, do the life path. You fucking add it up.
You pick my nose and eat my boogers, so they got that on their little control folder. Everybody see that? You need to do it again? Do you need to
This is to Matt Mann's point before when we talk about Bill Gates.
Now I'm scratching my nuts, so now they can say I played myself on your live show. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is how they operate. It's all control folders. So, where's Ellie, by the way, little sucker?
Would you shut the fuck up and let me talk for 2 seconds?
No, I'll give you 3 seconds.
This is trying to back up what we were talking about. Matt Mann, Bill Gates, next day, Trump says all vaccines are poison. It's a setup. So he did do that. So he hosted Zuck and Gates at the fucking White House for dinner and blah, 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 blah. And then, but what's crazy is the day before the fucking dinner, they approved like 4 vaccines, which is deep state, which is satanic. But then the next day after the dinner, Trump posts this on Truth Social. Let's watch it real quick. Hold on. Here we go.
Show them the thimerosal ball, which we keep in a metal container because we're a little afraid of it, and it's a very fine powder.
This is thimerosal, which is labeled very toxic, has cumulative effects, can cause damage to the kidneys, to the respiratory system, skin, to the nervous system. It specifically warns on here that it can cause reproductive and developmental toxicity, meaning that it can cause things like autism and other neurodevelopmental disorders. This is immensely toxic stuff. And this is what's in the vaccine. It's important to realize we're talking about a whole range of products. Vaccines are a big one because, of course, you're directly injecting it. For example, this is tetanus vaccine. This one expires. It's a little outdated now. In 2007, here's the thimerosal. 1 to 10,000 is a preservative. Perhaps the biggest one in the U.S., at least, that's for exposure to mercury is the influenza vaccine. Influenza vaccine is now recommended for all pregnant women, all infants, all children on a yearly basis. You're supposed
You
to
have last year's influenza? Understand that thimerosal is not added at the end. It's not like, well, that factory next year can make thimerosal free. Thimerosal, you either have to have a thimerosal free factory or you have to not have one. They add thimerosal at each step because the factory is not clean and not sterile. So you either have to have an expensive sterile factory where you don't need thimerosal, or you have to have one need thimerosal or something the whole time. It needs to be stopped.
This is the influenza vaccine from Adventist Pasteur, their flu zone. Thimerosal, 25 micrograms of mercury per dose.
I'd like to point out that a lot of people didn't know, and I'm one of them. I've given 2,000 RhoGAM shots. I've been in vaccines for 35 years. I didn't know that RhoGAM had thimerosal in it. So I think a lot of the doctors were unaware. They were unaware that even the word thimerosal meant mercury.
Boom. So Trump
Wow.
posted that on the 8th, and who knows what's going on. It could be a fucking setup. It could be a fucking whatever, dude. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But anyways, I just wanted to click on homeboy Matt Man's point. So there you go. Yep.
Hey, that scripture, if anybody wants it, I think it's Numbers 22, 21 through 39. Balaam, his name is Balaam, Balaam's donkey. It says Balaam's donkey is up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite officials. You know, anyway, somewhere in there, Balaam's donkey actually turned and talked. So, you know, keep that in mind whenever we talk about this. And just if y'all want to really have a red pill here, I'll tell you real quick in a short little tirade.
Run it.
Kind of find out all of the viruses, which a virus is nothing more than your own body getting rid of toxins, right? As we all know. And you also have sympathetic, like you put a bunch of girls in the same college dorm, they all get on the same time of month. So when you have somebody in your household get sick, remember we talked about this before when I've been on, where like mom never gets sick, but dad was almost dead and the kids were almost died. And, you know, but then 5 years later, everybody's like, oh my God, mom's so sick. You know, she almost has to go to the hospital. Well, it's like God made your system to where you get, you know, you start, if one's sick, everybody gets sick. Then when they're hitting you with EMF, that's what's really doing it. And all the heavy metals and the nanoplastics and your system's all down and your immune system's down. Because not only did they put, if y'all want to know about this, you can go, but his name is Dr. Jack, J-A-C-K Cruz, K-R-U-S-E. He did the blue light therapies and stuff like that, but he also found that SV40, Sam Victor 40, that's the Seminovirus, some bullshit was put in all the way back when we were young and took the vaccines. That was to bring down your system. And just so you'll know, I've told you this before, but everybody missed it. This isn't the first time they fucked us on the mandatory blah, blah, blah. People like me were sent back in the 90s to go get hepatitis vaccines as required of all law enforcement. And it wasn't required. And half my friends didn't get it. And all my other friends that did get it are extremely sick or with cancer. And my own mom got it because she was in a sheriff posse and she's now dead. So this is your immune system. So then when you get HIV or something, HIV is all just your AIDS, autoimmune deficient syndrome. How can your system not be deficient when it's bringing it down with the shit in the water, the air, the food? If you remember too, Donald Trump was accused of saying drink bleach. It was chlorine dioxide. Are they using that bleach in our water? That chlorine? Or are they using the one that harms your gut microbiome, which means then brings down? And you have a suicide thing. Dr. Angel Williamson taught me that. She's now retired. She was a nuclear medicine doctor out of Pensacola. And what happened is that you've got a nerve in your gut. That's why they say it's your first mind, it's your brain. And that nerve goes to suicidal tendency. That's why you got some little pretty boy or pretty girl and got the world by the tail. And he's the quarterback of the college football team. And they find him hung in his damn dorm room. You think he's did something squirrely. No, he took antibiotics through the stress of going to the new environment, going to the college, getting in a new dorm room, different air, different water. Now his system's down. So then they give him an antibiotic to boost him up for the football game. And then his system's down because he just got his microbiome, which means not absorbing minerals and vitamins. And he gets that, some people, that nerve hits and they take themselves out. Same thing with your PTSD military guys. They're hitting them with all these medications for their bad knee and their bad back and all this shit, and it's bringing down their gut microbiome. But that ain't even what I want to tell you. What I want to tell you is that my investigation has revealed that every single thing known to man, God made your system so damn strong, so damn perfect. Nothing they formed against you, that's what he meant by that, can stand. None of it is natural in nature. It will not kill you. No one's ever died of tetanus. No one's ever died of rabies. Nicotine's the remedy for those anyway. All of your snake venoms, crepe venoms, all the shit they're making synthetically, putting in all your shit as additives and fillers and all this shit is bringing down your immune system so that then they can hit you with EMF. Then they can literally change frequencies in different areas. And then it's today in New York City, we had 27 people, 35 or 33, whatever they say. It's always 33, 333, all this shit. But anyway, it's so many people. Then boom, hit this area. And then it's over here in the news and it's over here in the news. Watch this hand while I give with this, I'm taking with that. Okay, I proved 4 and then telling you they're all bad. Well, so, and it's, we don't need Roe v. Wade anymore because we done and made them all inert, including the fish and the birds and the deer and where the antelope roam. So you're seeing a system that none of this shit was natural. None of it jumps to man. And yes, Duel was right. It was not successful jumping from horse to horse, and nor is it successful jumping from human to human. It is only because they are modifying this shit in gain of function research, and they are creating this Lyme disease. They are doing it. And what kills most of it? H2O2, ClO2, getting your gut microbiome right, getting grounded, getting away from EMF, hardwiring all your shit. Never hold a cell phone when it's in your hand. We've actually done the study where I got a meter, and somebody 2, 3 over will hold their cell phone with it plugged in and then touch somebody else's hand and hold it and we can go 3, 4 people out and the meter's going off on the end. Unhook set down the phone, all of them are no longer being, and that is literally changing, and it's called Rouleau, ROLEOUX or OUX. I can't remember. I'm not a speller, dude. I'm good with money. I suck with math, and I'm good at talking, but I'm not good at thinking. But anyway, as it turns out, your blood loses its polarity and it sticks together. It's got to go through your lungs single file. So when they're hitting you with EMF and you're not getting grounded, and you're not getting sun in your eyes, then your blood sticks together and you have low oxygen, which puts you in an anaerobic state of what? Mm-hmm. Low oxygen, anaerobic, that's what things thrive, the bad bacteria, the cancers, and everything else. So you've got to oxygenate your system. You've got to get your polarity. You've got to put all your computers back in hardwire. Eventually, I hope, and here in my town, they're putting in hardwires again. They're putting it in underground. So I'm hoping on the backside of this, when we were saying get out of the system, I'm thinking what he's going to do is he's going to say, okay, folks, we've done our investigation. We've tracked and traced everybody. We've gotten rid of the dirt bags and scum sucking sewer rats. So now what we need to do is we need to now everybody be on a level playing field, play right, well, and do right. They're going to all keep doing what they're doing. He's going to take their asses out. We're going to go back to all these towers are either going to be healing frequencies, which don't forget Michael Jackson and Prince, their music was healing frequencies. And now we got all this shit that's literally harming us, and frequency is relevant. And there was 2 studies during COVID that I told you all about. I'm just kind of recapping for those that didn't know back then, that didn't even know who the hell we were. But they had 2 studies come out while they were scaring the hell out of everybody that were legitimately done. And they said that the people with blood cancer, which is your blood rouleauing and all the EMF and all that. So everybody's now got blood cancers and dropping dead, and they're getting blood clots and brain aneurysms and brain blastomas, which nicotine will take care of. But anyway, all these things, and come to find out in that study, they put blind placebo. They put people in the forest. The people that all went in the forest, 100% of 2 different studies in 2 different countries came back with no blood cancer. The ones that got medications and bullshit and didn't do it, they all still had cancer. Some of them died. So it is energy. There's nothing that they formed can harm you if you know how to chelate it out, bind to and pull it out, binders, if you know how to stay on it. And when you're getting hit with it in the bottled water, in the food, in the air, and the everything, if you're not on top of it, you've got to know that you got to continuously chelate and then sense and anticipate. It's like a Jedi. That's why that Star Wars movie was relevant. They're going to hunt the Jedis that figure this shit out. That's why you're not supposed to come on a live show and tell this shit, because they will literally target your ass and they will take your shit out. Like the guy that did the PCR test or shoving that shit up your nose. His name was Kerry Mullis. He died same week he died. I got so fucking sick, I was poisoned. So he died, and he said, Fauci, your buddy, was a douchebag and basically was poisoning people. And he's right. Now he admits it. And he died right before COVID hit. So they've got everybody track, trace, they know. And that goes right back to bring this back full circle. When you started this show tonight, Zerker, you said it may be the globalists figuring out who the ones that are that can figure this shit out, either to take us out as Jedis, hunt us down, or we were going to be the ones that help them bring in a true God-led, not that we live at the foot of the cross or any better than anybody else. The issue is that are we the ones chosen to be taken out, or are we the ones chosen to be promoted and go forward? And I can tell you, for as much drama as I get, somewhere along the line, I normally get something sent to me. I get some information, I sense something, and it keeps me alive for the next challenge. Because I wasn't taken out when they gave me the hepatitis vaccine, but I kept getting walking pneumonia every year, every single year. I was getting walking pneumonia. That was after the hepatitis vaccines, the 3 shots back in the 90s, that they told us was mandatory, which was bullshit. And just so you know, they were tracking us way back then. I was called in one time by a captain that hated my damn guts. And he goes, we need felony case prints on you. And I'm like, what'd they do? Go drop my DNA in some crime scene or something? You know, I'm joking around, but little did I know they'd do that shit. Back then I was too stupid to know they would do it. But anyway, so he said, it's mandatory. Dude, I'm talking side of hands, full fingers, the whole lot. I'm like, fuck. So then I go to my buddies and none of them answer me. And I'm like, don't put me on that thing. Get that thing down. So anyway, as it turns out, motherfuckers were harassing me all the way back then, calling me in every election. Are you running for office? Are you running for? Yeah, I'm running. And then my dumb ass, stupid ass, I said, yeah, I'm running for the House. They thought I meant the House of Representatives. No, I'm in my fucking house. Just as soon as I can get away from you motherfuckers and get a little bit of a pension, I can go fucking live my life. I am going to run as fast as my fat ass can run to the fucking house, bro. So, yeah, this shit is deep. They have them everywhere. So the best way to do it, and this is what has always kept me alive, no matter how high I climb, when they start fucking with me, I just go to the ground. Money's not worth it. Nothing's worth it. Just, you can't fight City Hall, but you can fight what's in here. This is your temple. This is your temple. This is your system. Be wealthy, wise, and healthy. That's what's important. Slow your damn roll. Go listen to nature. Listen to the leaves. Talk to the animals. Go relax. Get back to the beaches. Turn the damn Facebook shit off. And I can't wait for us to do a day on here where we only come on when we're doing this. Other than that, our shit's turned off. We don't even, we're at the beach. You want to find me? I'll be at the volleyball thing on the Okaloosa Island. I'm out there playing volleyball every freaking day or sitting in a lawn chair cheering people on. So, I mean, you know where to find me, like in the 80s. You know, they knew you were either at this restaurant, like Danny's Chicken in Niceville. That's where we all hung out. And by the way, if anybody comes here to visit me, we're going to Danny's Chicken in Niceville.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
So anyway, it's great food. So anyway, but we're always there. So on Saturday, we didn't have to call each other or show up at each other's house in case you're not up yet. They know by 11 o'clock, your ass is going to be at Danny's Chicken. And then we're all going to get our 4-wheel drive truck. We're going to go on the reservation and drive around and shit. Now you can't even go on the reservation. They'd arrest you. And that's our damn reservation. So this has been the slow creep, the slow crawl, and it's got to end or we're enslaved. So that's where Uncle Buster always talks about if we don't have honesty in our money and they're allowed to just turn our shit off like they're still doing to all of us. And that's why I put some money the other day. What's that new Trump boys coin? What's his name? Not real USD. That's XRP. What's the new Trump boys? They did a coin.
USD one or World Liberty
World Liberty Financial. World Liberty Financial.
I got a little bit of that the other day just because them boys were debanked. Well, once you experience the debanking and all of a sudden you're outside the system. So when he says get out of the system, what system is he referring to? So pray for discernment. Don't pray for an easy life. I just remember something I taught in my curriculum back in 2006. I think it was, don't pray for an easy life, pray to be a strong person. I want to be strong enough for you to give me anything and everything. I want to keep going and keep doing and never ending. And I want to be able to handle whatever you hand me and whatever they drag me through, that I'm going to get to the other side. I'm going to be stronger and better because of it. But that doesn't mean stick your head in the sand and let them walk all over you and just, do stupid shit and just let them, take you out. But at the same time, you can be healthy, wealthy, and wise right up here. And what good is $1 billion or $1 million if all of a sudden you've got no health? The fuck good is it? Because your family going to spend that shit. The same motherfuckers rolled their eyes and didn't listen to you are going to be the same son bitches glad to figure out how to use a cold storage wallet to get your damn money when you're dead.
Yep. Do me a favor. Talk to that cat, Bobby. Talk to that cat right now.
I love it. Hey, girl, what you doing?
It's a fat cat.
That's Garfield, bro. Let's go.
He's a fat cat.
You been feeding him lasagna?
He eats everything. He keeps my rodents population down.
I love that. Yeah.
Nature does it best, right?
Yep. Can anybody on the panel do a Christopher Walken impression? I would love that right now.
And
Well,
your
Don't even
dad,
know who it is.
he hit that watch in his ass for 7 years. For 7 years, he hit that watch in his ass.
I would just like to know. Good shit. Broke, we love you. Papa, you got any last words? Navigator, you got any last words? Let's skedaddle. Let's skedaddle.
Yeah, I got to get out of here. I got to go to lunch.
That
guys,
was beautiful.
Everybody,
Broke, that was a treat. I appreciate you coming on. I love you, buddy. I really do.
Yep.
Go ahead, Papa.
Good to see everybody. Shout out to the panel. Good to see everybody every week. Sorry I can't make it every week. I'm just on a 12-hour different schedule than you guys, but good to see everybody. Glad everybody's doing well, and I think this is going to take off pretty soon. So those that are still in fear, be a little bit more patient. This is going to happen. Just don't give up. They want to shake us out for a reason. It's taken a lot longer than most of us wanted to be waiting, but me especially. But it's going to happen eventually. So keep the faith, keep strong, keep coming back, listen to the community, keep being plugged in, and spread your kindness. Start your 5-foot circle. Change something. Change somebody's miserable day into a positive day. Starts with one person, and it could grow into a wildfire. So I encourage you, go be a better version of yourself today. So Crypto Navigator out. I got to run. See you guys.
Love it.
See you
Papa,
guys.
you got a little piece to say? Go ahead.
Nah, just hug an animal. You'll feel better.
Go hug an animal. Damn, Broke. I didn't know you had goats, bro. That's fire. I love that.
Dude, I've got 3 pregnant goats. One's going to be dropping any time. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with all that shit.
Bro, I'd feed them, dude, out all day. I'd fill up their water buckets. Let's go.
Yeah, I know, but bro, my point
Feed
is,
ass
he's
babies. Yeah.
You haven't been to the house yet, but Bags has. But my point
I
is,
need to come out, dude.
Yeah, come on anytime. But anyway, the back of the house isn't 50 feet off the spring-fed lake. There's freaking spring water. You're sleeping on the dock. Why do you need this water out of the freaking faucet? You're surrounded by water on this property.
They're waiting for you. Talk about Papa. You're the goat Papa. We got the XRP Papa, and now we got the goat Papa. Goat Papa feeding water.
They're pain in the ass, bro. And if I knew they're going to eat my whole freaking orchard, I'd have stuck their ass in a fence somewhere. But now I feel guilty moving them. So I'm like, okay, I've done trained them to stay in the yard. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're just goats. Yeah, one of them's named Blue, big old black and white with big old horns and shit. Most of mine are, it's called debudded. And that way you take off their horns when they're babies and you kind of burn it to where it doesn't come out. And let me tell you something else that's weird. Do you know not one of my freaking rams have ever rammed me or anyone else stranger that I bring, even a kid? Not one freaking time. And I don't understand that. But I do talk to them a lot. And I'm like, yeah, and I introduce them and you pet them and all this stuff. And they all come right up to me. And so that's kind of different. So I do enjoy that stuff, but I'm so lazy now because, we're all so poisoned. We don't feel like doing anything. So, I fill up big buckets and they knock it over. And then you go out there and I'm like, really? And now I bet it's, now that I'm thinking about it, processing it, I bet it's some power that be getting my goats to freaking get my ass out of the house and get out there and get grounded and get in the sun and get up and do something. Because, once you get up and do something every morning, set your alarm again, even if you're, working from home and everything, set your freaking alarm and go do something. Go to the beach, go throw a volleyball around on the beach, do something, a football, frisbee, go back to the 80s. And I do to this day, and I did my whole career, I always carried lawn chairs in my trunk. Dude, I'd be on midnight shift and, young high school kids that, I'd get to know, like I helped their dad out on a burglary or something and solved it. And then they're like, they'd see me like doing a paperwork sitting in my car and they'd pull up and talk to at my window. So I just sit there and visit with them. And then next thing I know, I'm sitting on the hood of my car every Saturday night. They're hunting me where I'm at in town, and we're out there sitting. Now there's 10 trucks sitting around and we're all sitting on the tailgate bullshitting all night. Because I got nothing else to do. Nobody's breaking into shit. Nobody's stealing shit. Nobody's beating the hell out of each other. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? Ride around and waste taxpayer gas? So, it was like, it was amazing. And, so then I learned in my private life, I carried around my lawn chairs and I'll bump into my sisters and stuff down in another town. And next thing I know, we'll have kids throw, because I carry baseball gloves and baseballs. I carry Frisbees. I carry Nerf footballs, regular footballs, basketballs, all in my truck. And then when we stop somewhere, the kids are throwing shit. We're sitting in somebody's parking lot. And we have now people like from the bases and stuff go, what are y'all sitting in this parking lot, 10 of you with a lawn chair? I said, dude, we'll be here to 3 a.m. And if you want a lawn chair, run to the house and get one or just sit on my tailgate. All of a sudden, strangers are sitting out there with us and we're doing, this is how it is. But that's why they got to take people like us out. We can't be having people, communities coming together and communicating, stay 6 foot.
Can't be having none of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's big time different. And I hate being retired. I can't stand it. I wish I could put lymph nodes back in. I wish I could rebuild. I am making some better gains because my dad found out about this homemade yogurt that's got the bacteria in it that they're removing from you and from the public. And I hate saying that too much, but it is helping us build muscle tone again because I can never get muscle back. I can't. I mean, they've been attacking me so bad for 30 years. But I mean, imagine. I mean, we can't have 50 DJTs sitting around in America. And I did in those books, it was talking about Canada and the South America, basically the West coming together. They did talk about that. I think what Trump's trying to do is do it under contract or do it as you're a state of America instead of we're now giving up our sovereignty and remember, people like me used to say, everybody that doesn't have a constitution like ours, give them ours because we don't use it anymore. That's kind of true, and you're seeing it now. But the point is that we're the last of the Mohicans. When America goes down, we lose. So that's the only saving grace that I feel that, like you were alluding to, Berserker, that he may have called them toads in to put them on the right track or to, reset, find out who are they? Are they masked? Are they the real people? Who the hell are they? I don't know what the hell he's doing. But my point is I'd love to find out. And I still haven't heard shit of any of y'all what Matt went up there for. I mean,
we don't know yet the Gates thing, but yeah, he was summoned not too long ago. So
yeah, that was like 3 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, who fucking knows, dude? And that around that time, like Tulsi and Cash were starting to like come out with like investigations and crazy shit. So like, who fucking knows? We still don't have any crescendo.
And I can't tell you they've got all them people controlled because when I bump into him, he's got handlers, he's got a microphone on, and he's got people videoing him at all times. So
oh wow, yeah,
oh yeah, and he'll say my name, my first name. And he'll see me across the room and want to come over and say hi, but he purposely doesn't talk, doesn't say anything. So yeah, they're all controlled, which they got enough dirt on everybody to control the world. But who those are, I don't know if that's a good thing them handling because the threats against him, whatever the fuck. Ain't nobody threatening you. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. Get a damn pew pew. I mean, this America, bro. Carry one. What the fuck?
Get a pew pew. Get some lawn chairs for your trunk. Get some goats. Get some house donkeys, and get a big old fat orange cat that eats all your rats.
And let's go.
I'm scared of guns, though.
No, you ain't. You've been popping them off on here all the time, Papa. That's
bullshit, Papa. Bullshit. I call bullshit.
Off, baby.
I love you, gentlemen, dearly. I really do.
You too.
We gotta get the fuck out of here. Are you guys good? Everything good?
Good.
Cool.
See you next week.
Okay, riddle me this before I play this clip. Why on earth would people not buy XRP when the president says this? Later, guys.
Because we're stupid.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that?
Fuck crypto.
I got zeroed out my membrane, you keep calling me insane. Every single day more XRP is what I obtain. No more cash, no more cars, only QR codes. No more proof of work, we running validated nodes. This is the life that I chose. They look at the cons, I look at the pros. I'm always bullish on the shows. Now you wanna ask about XRP? I am not telling. I'm not. Now you want some of my XRP? I am not selling, it's not for sale. Honestly, I just wish you will, cause I'm XRP for whale. I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for whale. I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. XRP taking the lead, come equipped with institutional speed. XRP giving the go to proceed. Don't listen to FUD, I know they mislead. Try to tell them, but I know they don't care. ODL, no nothing compared. Back in the day, I was willing to share. Now I don't have any left to spare. Source some liquidity on demand. Try to tell them, but they don't understand. Holding my ledger right here in my hand. See the signs, it was already planned. Digital economy, it's already here. I'm talking about the moon, they think I majored in astrology. Haters talking trash, I think they majored in garbology. Focus on my future, so I invest in technology. Number one is where we ranking. Come on. And if you don't have XRP, then I do not know what you thinking. This the time, this the year, this the place to be. Hard and strong all day long, doing it faithfully. Keep that negative energy far away from me. It's not our fault that we seeing something that you can't see. I got my hands on some on-demand liquidity, and I'ma hold on to it now into infinity. This the greatest wealth transfer the world will ever see. But I'm not talking, I'm about to go buy me more XRP, cause I'm XRP for whale. I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for whale. I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for whale. For whale. I'm XRP for whale. I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? Can't you tell?